everyone, and welcome to another Sovereign Citizen stream. How's everyone doing? So you guys did the tip goal, and that unfortunately means this is going to be one of the more embarrassing streams I've ever done, which is saying a lot. So, I guess without further ado, we'll introduce our guest. Sobsit T Straw Man. How's it going, everyone? You fucking good? I've decided that since all of you like watching Sobsit so much, someone should finally show up and tell you how wrong you are! Thank you. I appreciate it, Sobsit. This is Sobsit T Straw Man, and he's going to embarrassingly be here for this video. M. Scheffler says puppet. I'm not a fucking puppet! I can have someone's arm up me and not be a puppet! Anyway, he needs a fez? He's wearing Lou's hat. Yeah, I got the witch thing today, and luckily he agreed to wear the same costume as me. And feel fucking embarrassed! Know how I feel. Good, good. Anyway, so let's get into it. This is gonna be painful. If you don't watch this stream, I don't blame you. I don't want to be here either. Fucking hell, the things you people pay me to do. Alright. So let's start with this video, okay? We got a courtroom video, and I think this will be fine. You always get these wrong. They don't have jurisdiction. They don't have jurisdiction! Oh, God.
Violation of my constitutional rights, Your Honor.
All right, on the
Hey,
telephone
Nemesaur, how's it
ending in
going?
1336, tell us your name, please.
The most important thing about being a sovereign citizen is you gotta make sure you're always filming from the worst angle. You want to make sure you're down here.
Wow.
You want to make sure that it's always makes you look terrible. Wow, thanks for 175 stream streak.
Only one of you actually has that phone number, and the other people are just wrong about what their phone number is. Who's calling ending in 1336?
Sui juris and personal persona. I'm Stephen Tyrell White.
See, the hyphen's real important. I learned that from Russell J. Gould. If you don't put the hyphen, it means the post office will put you in jail. The post office runs the prisons. The post office runs the candy factories. They run everything. The post office. You gotta stop them. That's why I go in there and film until they tell me to leave. Dolly Viani with a $5 tip says, I'm super high at work and I had no idea this was happening till I looked at the screen. This is beautiful. It really isn't. This is the lowest moment of my career, which is saying something! M. Scheffler says, no matter how much you like it, if someone has their arm up your ass and working your mouth, you're indeed a puppet.
Comma, beneficiary of sovereign. I'm here under fraud.
I need to switch
menace,
hands.
and arrest.
Ugh.
Fiduciary Daniel Williams Norbeck.
Okay, Mr. White, we're going to pop you over in the waiting room because you're just going to be a distraction for all the citizens here willing to abide by the laws of our country. So we'll pop you over.
You see, the judge is just jealous that he knows the real laws. That's why he doesn't want to hear his case.
In the waiting room, and we'll get back to you.
Sorry, Generty.
In case you guys have ever heard of the term
Phoenix Leftist, thanks for a 290 stream streak, says woohoo. Altered Undying, thanks for 28 months. And what was the other one? There's a Black's Law Dictionary request. I'm denying them. I cannot juggle that with everything else going on today. And also, for pretty obvious reasons, no juggle commands will be accepted today.
Sovereign citizen in the news. That's what one of them sounds like when they try to come to court. All right, Ms. Lopez. All right, Mr. White, are you able to hear me?
Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to read this to you so you understand what you're charged with. This says that on January 7th of this year, on 2nd Street there in the city of Fenville,
the puppet is Sobsit T Straw Man.
We're driving.
I like that I'm not even doing a voice at this point. This is a mess.
License suspended. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs. You understand your charge?
Objection, Your Honor. I do not understand my charges or
Okay, I'm going to mark you down as not guilty. And we'll set you for a jury trial. You can continue
that's my
to,
job. Your Honor,
could-
Your Honor, you practice in
Yes.
front of bench. You practice in front of bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris. I'm pro pria per
okay,
persona.
Mr. White, I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense. It means nothing in a court of law. So if you're not willing to state that you even understand or recognize the authority of the court, my options are I can make you come in for arraignment and not give you a PR bond, and then you'll have to post bond to not sit in jail. You want to do it that way instead? Right now, if I get through arraignment with you, I'll give you
I gotta turn this fan on too.
a PR bond. Mr. White?
I don't listen.
How many hats,
I'm
tiny
asking you a
hats do I have? I have no other tiny hats.
What's the question, sir?
You don't need a voice, but you do need a voice, because I definitely have a different voice. It was Josie or something. It was Josie.
I'm arguing with you, Your Honor. I just want you to hear me.
I want to remind you all, people paid me $1,000 for this.
want you to hear me.
Max Power says, thank you for your service. By the way, Sovsit, do you have one of these laminated thingies from Chile? Listen, the thing y'all don't understand about Chile is he fights for our rights, okay? He became a Power Ranger, and that week he was a Power Ranger, he protected us. The morphing grid was with him.
Okay, but I don't want to listen for 20 minutes. Go ahead and ask your one question, and we'll start there and see if it's a real question.
Am I on the record?
Yes.
It's not going to take 20 minutes, Your Honor. I give you my word.
Well, you said you have a question, sir. What's the question you want to ask?
Is this criminal or is it civil?
This is criminal, sir. It's
Also, please no one unfollow me because of this stream. I promise this is a one-off.
punishable by up to 93 days
Go,
in jail.
if this is
and
bad,
or
just go away.
$500 fines and costs.
Hey, if it's criminal, can I ask to dismiss the charge? Because at this point, the prosecutor, there's no sworn testimony. There's no sworn.
It's because this is just arraignment, sir. What you're talking about is trial. That would be several.
See, all these judges want to tell you, oh, this is just your arraignment. Oh, guess what? This is my courtroom now, buddy. I'm a judge. You're fucked, okay? I say we're trialing today, and if we don't trial, then you have broken my right to a easy, quick trial, okay? It's like your 6th Amendment or something, or maybe the 4th. I forget.
Steps down the road.
The 6th, actually. Thank you!
Arraignment is just for you to make sure that you understand what you're accused of, what the penalty is, and for you to enter a plea. You're accused of driving while license suspended. I read to you what the possible penalties are, and I asked you if you wish to plead guilty or not guilty at this time.
No, Your Honor, I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
Okay, sir. Those sentences don't mean anything. They have no legal meaning whatsoever.
It's called one of the amendments. Exactly. Since when is citing things exactly important in a courtroom? Never. They just want to gatekeep the fact that they have all the power and I have all the knowledge. They say knowledge is power. They're wrong. Why have I been to jail 7 times this year? I know all of the law.
So I've indicated that since you can't understand arraignment, I've entered a plea of not guilty.
That puppet's got good timing. I think the puppet is confusing being loud for being funny, which is a really bad mistake to make. It just comes off as annoying. Listen, if people wanted nuanced comedy, they wouldn't pay you money to have a puppet. This is hack material even by Twitch standards, which is saying a lot. Have you seen the front page of Twitch?
On your behalf, I've set you for a jury trial. You can represent yourself free of charge.
Max Power says more judges should have neat light-up signs on their desks, maybe with different messages. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's also good to let people know that the judge is recording. It's all a shame ritual, you see. They want us to be humiliated in front of a global stage. It's all part of the Great Reset. Max Power says more judges... I just read that, sorry.
Or you could hire an attorney. And now you must make a
What if you give another $1,000? From what I've heard, the next tip goal is a karaoke stream, which somehow is less embarrassing than this, which is impressive, all things considered.
Choice, sir, for bond. If we get through the arraignment with you on Zoom, I'm going to give you a PR bond, personal recognizance bond. That means you don't have to post any money. We're essentially trusting you that you'll keep coming.
That's not even fair. Sobsits aren't aren't cognizant personally, even on their best days.
Back for your court dates. It is no driving without a valid driver's license. If you cannot
Unstable Deadbeat says, Hannah, I know you may be uncomfortable with this, but I want to thank you genuinely for putting a smile on my face after a really long, shitty day and week. That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
That far, in other words, if you really don't understand what's happening here, then I'm not going to allow you to be arraigned by Zoom. I'm going to set you for arraignment in person. And you will come to this courthouse. You will not get a PR bond. You will get a $300 cash or surety bond, meaning that you will need to post $300 in cash, or you will sit in jail from that day until your trial date. So I'll give you a choice. Do you want to be arraigned over Zoom like we're doing today, or would you like to come in and be arraigned in
Thanks
person?
for 44 months and kicking off a hype train. Listen, you fucks! If you don't get to level 5 of this hype train, I don't even know what to do with myself! Why am I even here? Do we only live to suffer? I think that's a lot. I don't think that's called for at all. I think you're all too calm, all things considered.
I object.
Oh, I'm genuinely losing it. That's good.
At this point, I don't even understand the charges.
Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. What you need to do is put all the crazy in the puppet. That's fine. You just relocate it to the puppet. I lend it from the movie Magic with what's his name? Anthony Hopkins. Thank you. You always know movie things. You always know the best movie things. I do. Thank you. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Holy crap, that Nemesaur guy's always giving so many subs. I know, it's pretty weird. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. Much appreciated.
I do not understand.
And Max Power, thanks for gifting a sub.
I'm not trying to...
Oh, there's a tip. Apparently. Let me go find it. Where did it go? Just a Peach says, we're loving the puppet stream. Thank you. You got us into this mess!
That's fine. No, sir, you're allowed to, sir, you're allowed to object, and I understand your sentence that you don't understand the charges. And so I will attempt to work with you for that for a second. I'm going to read the charges to you, okay? This says that it takes place on January 7th
Excuse you.
This year.
It is not Hannah that is peeking. It is me, Sobsit T Strawman. You fuck. No, I think my gain's actually a little too high. Oh, then I apologize. That's on us then. I apologize. I'm sorry for being so rude to you. How's that? Is that better? That should be better. He turned down the gain.
Understand that, right? The date that I just...
Jaden, I already said no juggle commands and no Black's Law commands. It's too much. We can only do so much. I'm a handful, literally. M. Scheffler says this is going better than the... I would agree, because I don't have to watch anime. I will do hydrate.
Just read.
Where's my water? I knocked it off.
I'm saying I do not.
Die of thirst, you
at
bitch.
This point, Your Honor, it's I was saying this. It was a jurisdiction matter. It's a jurisdiction matter. That's what I'm saying. It's a subject matter, jurisdiction.
Here's the problem with you arguing jurisdiction. I am a lawyer, so I understand what jurisdiction means. I'm not sure you do. The accusation is that you're driving around on 2nd Street in the city of Fenville, meaning in Allegan County.
Did I even it?
And that you're doing so when your driving privileges with Secretary of State have been suspended or revoked. Because this is the county.
Says, yes, we caused all
this.
They're aware.
I'll travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
Sir, here's what we're doing, Mr. White.
Can't believe
you are
they
no
made
longer
Jeff Dunham woke. Oh, I love Jeff Dunham. I love the part where he brings out the skeleton, and the whole joke is that Islam just blows itself up, and the Peppa, whose whole joke is he's Hispanic. That's the joke. It's funny. every time because people are different, you know? And that's fucking hilarious.
Able to be arraigned by Zoom. What I'm going to do is adjourn this. I'm going to adjourn this and you will get noticed at your address there. You will come in and we will arraign you in person. I'm telling
thanks
you,
for
I'm
100
not
bits.
going to give you a personal recognizance bond, sir.
It has to be before we can
Mr.
proceed.
White.
Before you can proceed, it has to be
Mr.
addressed,
White.
Your Honor.
Because we are on the record, I'm going to make this infinitely clear. You're going to get notice to appear in front of me. You have two choices. If you do not appear, I'm going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest. If you do appear, we will have this conversation again about arraigning you to see if you understand the charges, but you are not getting a PR bond. You will need to bring with you $300 cash or surety, or you will be in jail. Do you understand those two options, A and B?
That's a violation of my constitutional rights, Your Honor.
Well, no, it isn't, sir. So we're all set for today. We're done talking. We cannot make any progress. You will be asked to come in person for arraignment. You can either choose to come in for arraignment or you can choose to not be here. If you choose to not be here, a warrant will be entered for your arrest. And if you do choose to be here, make sure you bring that $300 because you're not getting a personal recognizance bond. But
I feel like he dropped the ball on this one. No, you don't understand. He has the judge right where he wants him. The judge has a false sense of security, and when he comes in for arraignment, he'll hit him with the jurisdiction argument, which always works. Every time. I've actually never seen it work. It only ever fails. You haven't seen it done right, then?
You're done with this hearing. I'm going to go ahead and release you. Thank you.
When's my date for court?
It'll get sent out to you with your address here of Landsberg Road, sir.
Okay, let's do something else. Cat's a thing. Oh, I love Cataspinda. She's got the funniest laugh on the internet. It's her and Rich Evans. If they got together, I don't even know if I'd ever stop laughing. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. Anyone who's here. Jesus Christ, what are you doing with your life? That's very insulting to your audience. It's good to have contempt for your audience. I don't have contempt, I'm just incredibly embarrassed and projecting it outwards. That's unhealthy, especially that you're self-aware enough to know it, but you don't do anything about it. Overthought says, Mr. Strawman, do you have a system I can pay money for? I'm working on it. Right now, if you give me $5, I'll spit on you. It's not a lot, but it's more than a lot of the other gurus do, so I think it's worth it.
4 blocks. Don't even roll your window down.
Is the puppet spit made of
It don't
felt?
matter.
It's mostly hand sweat.
Other side, sir. Don't open that door.
Is
Don't
this therapy? It's better. Therapy costs money.
roll that window down. Come to the other side, sir. I'm the driver. I'm the driver. Come to the other side, sir. Okay, do you
Mr.
have
Peach with $5
a
says now what?
SAF
Oh,
or
good, my
RAS?
first customer. Get close
Do
to
you have,
the get close to the
a-
screen. All of you, this is for you too. It was $5 and it's all the same screen. This is on all of us. All right. You're welcome. Clean yourself up.
SAF or an RAS?
Hey, you ever wonder why it says D there? It's a trick by Big Auto to make you think you're driving. As we clearly saw in Black's Law's dictionary, it's only driving if I'm carrying a product like milk or passengers or pizza. I don't think that's how that works. It says in the Constitution, you're free to travel unless you're bringing someone pizza. It's in there. Read it.
SAF or an
Overthought, thanks for gifting us up.
RAS? I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm a living man. I'm a living man. Has a crime been committed? What? What crime has been committed?
You see, the best thing about windows is if you don't open them, the cops can't get to you. It's impossible. It's like an impenetrable force field like from the Star Wars.
Don't say anything, Charles. I'll handle this.
Screaming at the radio says, well, I'm entertained. You know, whatever.
Sir, no crime has been committed. I don't have... No. It's my constitutional right. I declare I have a right to travel.
He declared it. That's
I declare
important.
that I have a right to travel. I'm not trying...
I don't have a right to travel in a car without a license, though. But I want to, so it's constitutional. I have a right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and my pursuit of happiness is not following laws. Boom. Lawyered. Taking this hat off. It's so jingly. I feel naked now because I am.
Sir, are you familiar with UCC 9109?
Why are we looking at his jacket? That's the ample bosom of freedom, my friend. Do not judge based only on what you first see. Phyllis Filler says, and the cops have a right to pursuit of your vehicle.
You do not. I have a Fourth Amendment constitutional right for no unlawful search or seizure, sir.
No unlawful search or any Roman emperors. That's very important.
I have a right to no unlawful search or seizure, sir. Do you hear me?
I always like my salad to be lawful. Never toss an unlawful salad. That's way over the line. But I said it, so it's fine.
Do you have
We really shouldn't give me puppets.
SAF or an RAS? My vehicle is not stolen. Then what crime has been committed?
Don't toss an unlawful salad. I'm not driving, I'm tossing.
Through the window. Can... Okay. Hey.
You have any idea how sweaty your hand gets in a puppet? I can feel it. It's disgusting. It's like my digestive tract is a slippery slide.
I'm just asking what crime has been committed. What crime has been committed? So what do you do normally? What do you do normally? Why am I going to get arrested? What crime has been committed? What crime has been committed? Is that
Imagine
even
that full body and that's you 5 minutes into a drag show, yeah.
arrestable offense? Is that an arrestable offense? Is that a lawful arrestable offense?
Yes, it is a lawful arrestable offense, and you're also committing a lawful arrestable offense by not providing your ID. So you're committing 2 crimes right now.
I have the right to no unlawful search or seizure, and I have the right to travel. I declare that
he
is
didn't just misspeak it once. Does he literally think the word is Caesar and not seizure? That's so interesting. I've never heard that mistake before.
Constitutional right. This is law. No, this is law. You don't roll that down. UCC 9-1091.
Spike strips.
Would you like to insurance, sir?
I don't want to argue with you, sir. I don't want to argue with you, sir.
To your questions.
Call your sergeant. I don't want to argue with you, sir.
And Charles, what are you doing? We had a conversation the other day. It was cool.
There's nothing to be said here, sir. We have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
I apologized and shook my hand the other day, Charles. Remember that?
And he's not doing anything wrong. We were on the way to work, and you're.
The most important thing to do when you do your Fifth Amendment right is to keep talking. Keep talking. No matter how much you say you have a right to remain silent, you talk and you talk and you talk. Eventually they'll get bored and leave. I promise.
Holding us up. And I do declare that it is noticed that there's a notice of fee schedule attached that says you agree to pay $10,000 for each minute delayed or detained from a non-emergency traffic stop.
I do that every time I go to McDonald's or any restaurant. They say, "Can I take your order?" And I say, "Here's my fee schedule." That way, my Big Mac is free.
May I ask why your officer, I just spoke with one of your officers just down the street within the last 15 minutes and he drove off and let me go?
That was an accident. That wasn't a traffic stop. This is a traffic stop.
Okay.
McDonald's is food for a puppet. It is. For humans, it's basically diarrhea pre-mixed.
Are you stalking me?
Several chances, man. It's gonna get worse.
Why are there 170 people here? Get some taste.
You're good.
Very rude
you gotta
again.
Stand with God on this, and you got to stand on your
We don't want to have
constitutional
to break
right.
your window. We don't want to have to drag you out of the car and place you in handcuffs for something that can be handled with a license and insurance. You know what I mean?
Call your sergeant, please, sir. I'll speak with your sergeant when he gets here.
Nope. He's asking me what crime has been committed with stuff. Explained it to him several times now.
I would also like to make note a complaint of the stalking and harassment.
Stalking and harassment?
The stalking before I
I stopped you for a legal reason, which you have no license plates on your vehicle. So that's not
Because
really
this is by
stalking or
far my
harassment.
best stream ever. Do you know how embarrassing that is for you to say that?
before then an officer
On my behalf, not yours. It's not embarrassing for you to say. It's embarrassing for me to think about.
Well, then you got in an accident.
Okay.
So that's why he went out with you.
No, but before that, he was already watching me. He was already.
Mr. Peach says we have very good taste, if you say
Our job is
so.
to watch. Our job is to see.
Okay.
Obviously saw you had no license plate. So
Okay. Well, again, I don't want to argue with you, sir. I really don't. I just simply want to stand and declare my constitutional right by law.
Hey, I'm getting you several
He
options.
declared
You
it.
gotta give me a
Didn't
license
say
and
it.
insurance. That
It's
paper to show up does
important.
not mean anything. I've explained it to you
H.
several
Baird
times.
said, could you just start singing as part of your Fifth Amendment right? And if you start singing Baby Shark over and over again, would that violate the cops' Eighth Amendment rights against cruel and unusual punishment? Fun fact, nothing you do to the cops is unconstitutional because the Constitution applies to people and not pigs. A little extreme. That's a little extreme, Mr. Puppet Man. I know! That's why I'm the puppet!
Do you want to give me your license or what?
Sir.
Hey, at this point, you are under arrest. You're under arrest. Go ahead,
Deep
step out
Sea
of the vehicle.
Socialism with 200 bits says, Hannah, I had a really strong shroom trip recently where I felt like I was an aristocrat who invited a mob into the castle to kill everyone during an apocalypse that I felt like I was a wind spirit, but also like I was losing my fucking mind, but eventually I had a shower and felt better. Also, at some point in the trip, God was thrown to the ground by a flying snake who died. It was me. I was the snake. You're welcome. You're free. I did it. I didn't know anyone could see me, so good job, shrooms.
There is no right for no unlawful search or detainer.
Step out
It's
of
my
the
Fourth
vehicle.
Amendment constitutional right, sir. And no crime has been committed.
Step out of the vehicle. You are under
No
arrest.
crime has been committed. You have no affidavit with a written signature from a
If you do not
victim.
get out,
Unironically, my hand is so wet, I'm starting to worry that, like, puppeteers have to worry about mushrooms growing in their puppet heads or something. That's when things get real fun.
get pepper sprayed, and I will break the window, and I will get you out of the vehicle.
Victoria Dore says, when the Gestapo comes to arrest the puppet for thought crimes, do they put the handcuffs on the puppet's hands
it's
or
not.
around the puppet? They won't take me alive
Okay.
because I'm a puppet and not alive.
Please don't.
Is that a pepper? Is that?
Don't. It's all right. It's all a test. It's all a test.
Is the puppet giving us legal advice? Neither anything I or the puppet say should be construed as legal advice.
Hey, if you don't.
Can you produce
Hydrate.
an RAS or an SAF?
The puppet's name is Sobsit T.
Can you produce an RAS or an SAF? My hands are up. I'm doing nothing wrong.
Green guy with a $3 tip says, "Holy shit, a puppet, and you're a hair, and they are hairy and naked. Young puppets could be watching this." And then H Baird says, "Mushrooms in the head. If RFK Jr. is a puppet, that would explain everything."
No.
I don't know if he's a puppet, but he's got something up his ass.
We're gonna stand on our
Boomer jokes
constitutional right,
puppet.
our law, and we're standing with the Almighty God.
Baby powder for my hand. It wouldn't be the worst, honestly. Or
Heavenly
even like a
Father.
rubber glove or something.
Know that
Profane Priestess says, all this Sobsit nonsense is going to get very dangerous over the next few years. Authoritarians hate this kind of disobedience, not to mention where the part where they loudly assert they aren't citizens. Oh, I've thought of that. Genuinely, I'm scared for sovereign citizens, because they're wrong, but often they're delusional. So now we have a bunch of delusional people who are going to be potentially in the line of sight for a bunch of fashy creeps. Not good stuff. What is this? Oh, I can't play this for copyright reasons. Unfortunately. Where were we? Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat says, "This is the hardest I've laughed in a while." Why? What?
also
I spent so much time trying to be funny and make clever jokes, and then I put a blue fucking puppet on my hand and make the hackiest jokes I've made in a decade, and it's funny? I don't understand the world anymore. You never understood it. That's the joke. That's the joke. Toreador says, "Thoughts and prayers to that window."
written, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Hey, it's also written, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm.
What?
It is also written, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no
What are
harm.
Strawman's pronouns, and more importantly, where are its hyphens? My pronouns are they, them, and the hyphens are silent. I found it difficult to explain to people. So it's hyphen, strawman, colon, hyphen, 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 colon, hyphen, T, colon, hyphen, at symbol, strawman. Who's that? Fucking laughing over there. They can't see you, but I can. I can see you. Don't fucking laugh at me. You fucking laughing at me. 4 eyes. Did you bring the talc? Did you bring the talc? Give me that glove. I don't want this hand inside me without protection anymore. I don't know where it's been. Stop laughing. Why are you laughing? This is serious. We're live on the internet. We're live on the internet. This is real people's time. This is real people's time, and that's short lives we're wasting. One sec. All right, we're back. I have been baby powdered. Welpy, no Black's Law Dictionary stuff today, or juggling. I can't all those in this.
This, there will be further charges. Step
I'm
out
not
of the vehicle
resisting
and
arrest.
comply.
I'm standing
You are
up.
under arrest.
There is no unlawful.
Oh
no
shit, I missed some stuff. Hold on. Samus with 1,000 bits says this dono is for Gilbert. Who's Gilbert? Just a Peach says, don't worry about the window.
crime has been committed.
Under arrest for failure to identify.
Oh, because Gilbert Godfrey.
Obstruction and resisting arrest. You need to exit the vehicle now.
To be fair, I will take evil Disney dollars if they want to shit out another fucking Aladdin movie. I'll be that bird. I'll be the fucking bird. Just a Peach says, this is top tier art, very valuable. Me saying fuck with a puppet is valuable? Jesus Christ. You know how much time I spend watching movies in the Criterion collection? I'm supposed to be classy. I'm supposed to know things. I'm supposed to have some sense of tact and art. Here I am. Here I am.
Charles, I talked some sense into him, man.
Is this Dada?
You are violating the. You have to produce me.
We'll call it pop art.
Hello,
We'll meet in
sir.
the middle.
I'm okay, Officer Bickle.
We can then give you some tickets.
Oh, my jaw is sore. Definitely my
All right,
jaw.
Mr. Bickle.
Yeah.
You know, first I do want to say it is written, touch not my
Harder.
anointed, do my prophets no harm. I stand in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, you just mentioned tickets. I asked your officer to produce an RAS.
Oh, Bumble Homestead. Sorry, I missed your tip. Bumble Homestead with a $5 tip says, Strawman, are you an alien in... Are you the alien in Unalienable? I'll have you know, it's secretly pronounced unalienable. I cannot tell you how many times the courts have tried to put a lien on me just because I may have a few puppet children hanging around. Look, I don't know how they got out of me. The point is, they're out. They're not my problem anymore. I don't understand why they keep leaning on me. Okay? Unalienable. Read my fuzz. Unalienable. Stop it, Judge Masterson. I know where you live.
Or a reasonable
I
articulable
made up that judge name for a very specific reason.
suspicion.
Yep, that'll be in the
Or
report.
a single articulable fact. Okay, if he has either one of those things and can
Green Guy
produce
says,
either one
I'm
of those
classy.
things.
I watch
okay,
movies. They're
then,
classy
as you
films.
said-
They're classy. Like Bad Taste and Irreversible and Enter the Void. They're classy.
He can write his ticket and get us on the way.
We need your
But by my Fourth Amendment constitutional right, without those things being produced, I don't have to I stand and declare my Fourth Amendment right that says that there is no unlawful search or seizure. Okay? Now, I also
What about lawful?
know that we have a constitutional right that has been upheld by the Supreme Court.
P-Meal with
that
a
we have
$5
a
tip
right
says, hello, Hannah and guest. Hello, P-Meal.
to travel in the private as long as it is not for commerce. Is that correct?
Yeah, but this ain't private.
Okay. I am driving in my private conveyance.
Street ain't.
Here's
the deal. Those arguments are for court.
Phyllis Filler says, it is Hannah. Think of how this removes the identity and ego of the puppeteer, allowing for freer expression, and also the pop art implications of using a thing typically for kids for adult criticism and humor. Oh my god, I'm an art gay, reclines in the fainting couch. Yeah, using puppets for adult things is always art. Like that shitty Brian Henson movie that was like a crime thriller with puppets and they just said fuck. It's not funny to just say fuck with a puppet. I'm doing it, but my standards are low. You should do better. You could be doing anything with this time. Your life is short. Why are you doing this? Actively seditious elements are entering the United States, and you're sitting here watching a trans woman lose her mind with a fucking puppet! What are we doing? Just a Peach says, my movie collection is not classy. Kentucky Fried Movie and Hell Come to Frogtown. Yeah, and Hell Comes to Frogtown, Roddy Piper has a chastity cage.
Okay. And if you want to make those arguments in court, feel free.
Okay.
But the issue is, there's also laws that the Supreme Court has upheld that we can order somebody out of the car. They have to produce their license if they're operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway.
This is not a motor vehicle.
What is it?
It's only a motor vehicle if you register it with the Department of Motor
Fail to
Vehicle.
register a vehicle?
And And so I'm asking you, do you want to give me the tickets for what you believe the crime has been committed? Because otherwise you have no warrant. I have not. I have not.
Arrests without a warrant on site.
You can check the VIN number and see that it is not that the vehicle is not stolen.
Okay.
Okay. And then if any crime has been committed, then if you feel that you need to write the ticket, then write the ticket.
Okay.
But
like
that's not an arrest.
You seem like a smart guy. Like I said, we can do it the easy way. Step out and comply, or we can do it the hard way.
I'm only trying to
today.
stand as we the people and declare my constitutional rights.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Okay. But that argument's for court right now.
It's not. It's in there is our Fourth Amendment of the Constitution is there's no unlawful search or seizure. And I just spoke with the Capitol Police and they said that you don't have to produce that identification.
Okay. We need to prove who you are in order to issue the summons. Okay. We need to verify your driving status because you are operating a motor vehicle on the side of the road or on the roadway, which is public, not private. Okay. And yes.
If it's private, why is it outside? Fucking idiot.
There is no unlawful search or seizures, but there are surely lawful searches and seizures. And that's what this is right now. Okay? You've been given a lawful command.
You recognize quiet. Fifth Amendment right. Does my VIN number, will my VIN number help you in any way? Will my VIN number help you in any way? I'm declaring.
Will help when the car's impounded.
Supreme Court
oh, you can tell jokes too. I forgot.
That is repugnant to the Constitution is null and void.
It ain't your job to determine that. It's the Supreme Court.
It's already been determined.
The Supreme Court has
Hey, Charles,
is it you not getting why this is side-splitting a bit? Like, do you actually get it, or should I take a wild stab of explaining it? I don't get it.
You to be quiet.
don't
Your
get
Fifth
it.
Amendment right is the right
It's
to
terrible.
remain silent.
It's
okay.
awful.
Okay.
You understand?
It's already.
I'm giving you a command to get out.
Do you?
I'm giving you a command to get out of the car.
Will you produce?
Chris, thanks for subscribing on YouTube
tickets?
for some unknown reason. God, why? Jesse Curtius with a $10 tip says, Puppet deserves a tip. He works hard for the money. I work hard for the money. I work hard for the money. I work hard for the money, so you better treat me right. I don't know. Do puppets have nipples? Does it matter?
What is the lawful reason that I need to get out of the car?
my life?
This officer tried to explain that to you.
Sir, we just need
And I have the right, the Fifth Amendment right. I declare.
He's about to get.
Oh, you're back!
I declare
you
I
got
have the Fifth
opinions!
Amendment right to remain
Yes!
silent. And
Yes!
And I've got.
Yes!
Somebody,
It's just pass the test. Just pass the test. Sir.
last chance.
Sir.
You want to close that door? You can.
Can my VIN number help you? Will my VIN number help you? This is unlawful, sir.
Green guy with a $3 tip says, person robs a bank. Cops catch person. Person, it wasn't me. Cops. Okay, cops walk away. See, if the world worked like that, we'd have no one in prison. It would, well, there'd probably be a lot of bank robberies and murders, but I wouldn't need a license, which is pretty cool. So let's do that. Yeah!
Can you show me where the crime that has been committed with the written signature?
Spray, two, come around, hands, watch him.
By the way, puppets do have nipples.
I'm
They're
standing,
on
I'm
the
declaring my
inside. It's
constitutional
not
amendment.
sweat. It's puppet milk.
No, don't get out.
What are you doing, Charles?
I'm getting
Now
out.
you getting out?
Yeah,
Get out. Put your hands up.
What?
Put your hands up. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Right under it. Hey, get out. Get out now. Get out now. Open the door. Open the door. Open the door. Okay. Open the door.
Oh, probably not worth it. Probably don't do the Sov sit thing. Not great. Who do we watch next? Oh, Chief Motto! Does the puppet want to watch Chief Motto? I love Chief Motto! He's my favorite sovereign citizen who's simultaneously white, black, indigenous, Jewish, Christian, crazy, and In and he has a knack for great headwear. This is actually when Chief Motto sat down with the prosecutor for his case to discuss it. I thought that would be interesting to see how a sovereign citizen interacts, in specific, with a prosecutor. Oh, I bet he trounces all over him. These damn prosecutors thinking they have authority to prosecute people. Where do they get off?
The way I look at it, I'm a public servant.
That's awesome. And you don't mind again stating your name?
Okay, that's
My name's Ben Turner. And
Marcus.
If you want to record.
Marcus, it's good to meet you, Ben. Awesome.
I'm a
Anyway.
senior DPA here, and I'm understanding you have some questions about a case that's pending. You don't have an attorney. I looked that up. You want to be your own attorney, but the judge hasn't addressed that yet. So I can answer some questions, maybe, but not all of them. So what can I help you with?
This case is being removed to federal court. What I'm doing is here to just give you guys official or ask.
I declare it. Brilliant. But he can't just, like, unilaterally declare that the case is in federal court. Yes, he can. He's an American national. He can do whatever he sets his mouth to.
Ask again officially
Can't
for
argue
you
with
to
that.
please release the property that's been withheld, trust property, the firearms.
So
and all
there's
that.
firearms. Did you surrender to the sheriff, or how did they come to be? in
They were
state
taken unlawfully the night of the arrest, the same night I was permanently injured. But what I was getting at is that this is being moved to an inequity in rem proceeding.
Okay.
And I've also
Are
asked,
these our copies? Do we get to keep these?
they've already been filed, as you can see, down with the clerk.
Oh, we're not the clerk.
You see the confusion? You see the confusion on the prosecutor's face? He knows that he's been fucked by a real judge.
So
Well, the clerk has that. Is
I think
what
I
I'm
read
saying.
a
Do you
Okay.
still need that copy?
erotica one
you
time.
can
with
hold
that
that if you'd
premise.
like.
Keep the
You're
copy.
genuinely
You can
sick
hold
in the
that.
head.
No problem, brother.
When you
What's
give us
wrong with you?
information, we take that seriously. You know, I don't want. I want to make sure when I go back or talk to my boss about it or do something about it that I know what I'm talking about. So
Sure.
I'm trying to understand what you're hoping to give us notice for something. So that's why I wanted to keep these.
Here's what I'm hoping to do is, as an official averment, which I know you're familiar with, and also this is a
I'm not
notice
sure
of.
what you mean when you say vermin. To be
I'm
honest.
trying to avoid litigation if I can, and going through the whole federal court route. What I really do want is
Trying to avoid litigation. It's literally what he's in the middle of. No, you never let your enemy know that they have you cornered. He's literally already been indicted. He can't just declare that he's not and assume that, like, he doesn't have it. You don't understand negotiation tactics. Not about negotiation. It's about the law. You never understand real freedom, kid. I'm literally older than you.
my website, my channel, my whole network is devoted to educating public servants and helping them to do what's in our best interest. Because otherwise, that's an emolument or trust violation, which is your guys' duty as
Has
contractors.
the novelty of this worn
under
off
the
yet?
IMF and
Are you
according
tired
to the
of it
UCC
yet?
as well as the U.S. Code to be able to provide.
Unstable Deadbeat says, question for the puppet. How did he become a sovereign citizen in the first place? I was sewn together in... I was sewn together in the back seat of a traffic stop. And frankly, I heard a lot of things I liked. Okay? Ever since, here I am, speaking truth to power. The power, of course, being random chatters on the internet.
Provide those 19 essential government services and not violate civil rights, much like keeping firearms that don't belong to a corporation such as yourself with an EIN and a DUNS number. So that being said, I just wanted to be able to get it on video for the record for evidentiary purposes in the upcoming indictment. Are you willing to give me my property back, the firearms?
Well, I would need to.
You don't get your firearms back. He literally got prosecuted, I believe, for a domestic violence charge in Washington, which I think is an automatic, like, get your firearms removed. Because, I don't know if you know this, statistically, domestic violence is a crime that most often correlates with murder. Oh, you're always so worried about murders. What about my rights to not wear a seatbelt? M. Scheffler says, no, also how are you a Sobsit? You're not alive, so you can't be a living man on the soil. Oh, so because I'm not a man, I'm not a person? I see how this chat is. You all act woke, but then a puppet declares their rights, and all of a sudden, oh, only men have rights. I see right through you. I see the darkness in your soul. Do not come to me with your unresolved issues. That got dark.
The case before I can answer that type of question. I don't know, other than your telling
If
me
a
the police
Zoa with a
took it.
270
Nope.
stream
I don't
streak
know.
says
I'm sorry.
7:30 to
I thought you said
go.
they took it.
They did. The Highway Patrol took it when they unlawfully arrested me, and then I was released right away.
So I don't know how or why or where they are now. If an agency has
Is it
them,
now a good time to tell you that his trademark for Motto Ministries or whatever lapsed? That would be hilarious. Let's get it, and we can sell merchandise just to piss him off.
We are not a law enforcement agency. I actually started first in California, so it's a little different there. But in Washington, we don't investigate. Ethically,
You
we
love
work
him as
together,
much as you
partner
love
with law
Boxy.
enforcement, but we're
Oh, you want to hear about
They have
Boxy?
something
Huh?
that
No,
we
we're not
have.
doing
So
office
I have
drama
to-
right now.
we have to
Boxy's
figure
a
out
whore.
what's
Nope.
going on.
Stop.
Are the guns related
Stop.
to the
She
case
sleeps with
pending?
the chair.
What is-
She sleeps with the chair.
For that, I looked up just quickly. I understand they're just allegations.
Gonna go down there for a
but
while.
It's generally we're
Unstable Deadbeat with a 100 bit says, I think the puppet is starting to convince me I'm going to become a sovereign citizen. You're welcome.
alleging some sort of obstruction or driving without a license. I have some familiarity with some of the
I wanna deal with
concepts you're talking
inter-office
about,
drama, I just
so
don't-
I can guess at some of your objections likely to licensing and driving without a license and all of that, and I'm not trying to get into that, but I would need to know how the guns attach to that, and then depending on if, for instance, we say, look, we think we don't have, and I'm not saying we think this, but if we did, if we said, we think the guns don't have anything to do with the case, or we believe we don't have what I call an evidentiary hold on it, we don't intend to use it, then that would really end up being a civil matter between you and whoever has the guns now. And that may not even concern us. Frequently, law enforcement might do something for a variety of reasons, and although it happens at the same time, it could possibly not be involved in the criminal case. If that's true, our office has no say and no stake, and so you would be able to take certain steps, and you might have certain remedies, right, to address whoever currently has the firearms that you want back.
Well, counsel to counsel, there are no controversies outstanding, and I've accepted all charges for value and asked that they be discharged according to House Joint Resolution.
So when they say they've accepted all charges for value, they're basically saying, I've looked at them, but I'm not accepting that I'm actually charged with them. He can't get charged if you deny them the right to charge you. Trust me.
92
I don't
and
think you
Public
should
Law
trust him.
7310.
I have
do
a
have-
PhD, a puppet handling degree. You're a puppet. That doesn't make sense. A puppet can't have puppets? What's with the puppet racism in this fucking chat?
Have any objection to that?
Well, I can't agree to something. I don't know those
This is the least funny
resolutions.
thing I've ever done in my life.
That's
I
allowing
would
us to
need more
discharge all
information.
debts.
Well, I don't know what that means, sir. But I also, I
Okay.
tried to caution you that I can't treat you as the lawyer in this case until the judge approves you representing yourself. So,
Didn't he schedule us for a jury trial?
well, I think there's a jury's trial scheduled.
Doesn't that mean then by implication that he's approved me if he's the one that scheduled it with me?
No, it has to be very specific. The court goes through what we call a phoretic colloquy, where they tell you, this is what you're charged with, here's the maximum penalties, here's the risks of representing yourself, and it's all very specific. And then the court makes sure that you understand that. And if you
No,
understand that-
Y-hole was not funny. This is like there with Y-hole in terms of things I've done that aren't funny.
and you unequivocally say, I still want to be my own lawyer, as is my right, then the court will likely let you do that. But until that happens, I have certain ethical obligations where I can't treat you as your lawyer. If you represent yourself at some point, then we still additionally have even different ethical obligations to a self-represented person. Right now, you're a person with no lawyer who isn't, vis-a-vis the court's authorization, self-represented.
You'll find I have
So-
the Secretary of State of Washington's representation. I do have an authenticated commercial security
You just say
agreement.
that the Secretary of State is his representation? That's the secret they don't want you to know. You make the state fight itself like Godzilla and another monster, like Desostroya or perhaps Biollante. Green guy with the $3 tip says, Hannah, when you banter back and forth with your fuzzy hand, it's pretty good. Rick M says, if we talk dirty to the puppet, then do you think it'll become wet? I'm the hand sweats already. I'm telling you, the baby powder did help. The baby powder did help.
Okay.
That I have
And at least it's
authenticated
contained within the glove.
through them. So I am the lawful estate executor for this estate. And the reason I'm here is, again, trying to avoid
My
any
arm hurts
further
like a
litigation
motherfucker.
because These are very serious charges to go out and unlawfully continue to administer
How do you
trust
think my
assets.
puppet
I
hole
still
feels?
have, or actually just received the 1099
That's an old joke.
OID.
That's hack.
So I believe I'd sent earlier correspondence to the clerk asking them if they could please file the 1099 OIDs and return all of the funds that were unlawfully and fraudulently formed on the bid, performance, and payment bonds, forms 24, 25, and SF30s.
But I'm not tracking anything you're saying. Are you?
Oh, that's the funds that were taken out for the charges on these.
What
So
funds?
I've accepted the bonds that were taken whenever.
You see, he knows about the secret SESDK trust. It gives everyone $7 billion trillion traded on the open market. Traded for what? I don't know. Everyone has billions of dollars, so nothing means anything. But basically, it means no fines can stop me. No one can stop me.
Whoever filed this, if it was the judge or the prosecutor, whoever's cage code is associated with this when they filed the 1099
I'm not following,
OIDs.
sir, to be honest, I don't know what you mean.
Are
I don't know
there?
what a cage code is. I don't know what any of that is.
Well, this
When I'm doing that genuine... my wrist hurts, so I'm trying to massage my wrist harder, but it looks like I'm choking him. I'm almost there. Oh,
is a
county, the
commercial
state of Washington
transaction.
Through the county.
gonna
Brought
roll
criminal charges
his
against
neck
Okay,
there.
but criminal charges
So-
in the sense that it's a commercial transaction that they call criminal, but without an actual victim, it's not an Article 3 proceeding. This is a commercial transaction. All charges have been accepted on the record.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm here to assist the best I can. I am trying to respond professionally and seriously to everything you're saying, but you're saying a lot of things that I don't have the background knowledge to understand. I don't know what most of the terms you're using.
I'm asking legit, and I am not being ill-spirited at all. I want to know,
Okay.
do they teach you the Uniform
Kill
Commercial
him.
Code in law school?
The only thing that I learned in law school.
I'm immortal, you fool.
had to do with
The moment anyone puts me on their hand, I take over part of their brain. Like that movie, what's that movie? I think you're thinking of, oh god, it's got the drug guy that's in the head, right? I think Roddy McDowell is the alien or something. Brain Dead? No, not Brain Dead. That's the Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman movie or the Peter Jackson movie. Have you ever considered that your brain is so full of this stuff it's why you're barely functional as a human being? I've thought about it, but I try not to dwell too much. Good idea.
Cracks and goods. The UCC is a
The
gap
biggest
filler,
mystery is how you don't find this to be funny. Well, you never find your own jokes funny, right?
if you will. So when a contract doesn't have the right terms, you might turn to something like the UCC to help understand. what
Not
the
Roddy
parties want.
McDowell.
Okay.
Well, I'm wrong
This
on that
realm
one.
that I work in now is criminal law. While the UCC might be sometimes relevant, we rarely deal with
No,
it.
I do have a
What
Prop
I
him up on the
operate
goblet. I
under,
mean,
what
my
both
arm is
regards me.
already on the desk. I'm not holding it up. That's not a good thing to do anyway. So I do have it supported. It's just this part. Imagine you have your hand up like this, or
Operate under
Which
are
one?
the statutes passed by the legislature. I
Which
have two
oath?
oaths. One,
Okay, I'm sorry.
I took when I
They told me
became a
to bring it
lawyer.
here,
A
so
second,
I'm
I took when I
sorry.
became a deputy prosecutor.
Which one of those two supersedes the other? The one to the
I don't
Bar
know.
No, I have to fill
Association?
them both.
Something that
Just like
says that I
I'm
gave
married,
it
I have
to
to
you?
fill all my oaths, right?
I've
If I
seen
make
the Bar
multiple
Association.
promises, I need to keep multiple promises.
Okay.
But I've seen the Bar Association oath in these administrative hearing rooms that you guys refer to as courts. But,
I didn't take an oath for the Bar Association, but when I'm sworn in as a lawyer, is that what you mean?
correct.
Okay, the Bar Association's different. They're just like a group.
Well, they're the British Jurisprudence Registry. They're what every bar association is a subsidiary of, including every state which has a
the only thing worse than lawyers, the British. So, a lot of sovereign citizens think the Bar Association... First of all, they think that passing the bar is the same as being a part of the Bar Association. Of course they are. They both have bar in the name. Calm down. It's not. The Bar Association is like a professional group that you can join if you're a lawyer, but it doesn't mean it's the same thing. You can be a lawyer and not be a part of your state's Bar Association. What matters is that you passed the bar exam. They also think that that stands for British accreditation. Something. It doesn't. They think it means swearing allegiance to the British. It does not. How am I going to explain the carpal tunnel to my doctor? I think it'll be less embarrassing to say I have a chronic masturbation problem. I don't, but it'll be less embarrassing than explaining this.
P.O. Box.
You
44
love me.
Constitution
You
Avenue,
know
Washington, D.C.
I know.
You guys
Let
are all
go
for
of
an
the cringe. Be the cringe. I've been the cringe since the day I was born, bitch.
agents working for a foreign corporation on soil here that belongs to de jure Washingtonians, people who were born in this state. I have. That means that literally you're honestly one of the heirs. And if you choose to be a U.S. citizen and do your driver's license thing, that's fine. That's your choice.
Do the driver's license thing. It's literally required. Green guy with the $3 tip says, Hannah, have the puppet go make themselves a sandwich off screen to give you a break, or make something up and have them comment off screen for a time. No, I in a little bit I might take like a 10-minute break to rest my hand, unironically.
But when you're not wearing your suit and tie and you're not working in this capacity, you too have a right as a state national, not a U.S. citizen, but as a natural-born state national of Washington, that territory.
The straps in his head are very uncomfortable.
Rights as well.
I don't know how they got up there. That's
contracted
not where
with
the strap
Washington
normally
State.
goes.
I've rejected the opportunity to contract in all cases, and they've now been unlawfully withholding my
Well, that's nice,
firearms, doing a
Muscle.
de facto end run around the Second Amendment for the better part of 2 years.
So you're feeling that it's not justified for us to exercise jurisdiction?
There's no crime. If you can produce an injured party that's bleeding and says that I caused harm to them, no problem. We'll talk about a criminal anything you want. But without an actual injured party that I can cross...
Again, I'm pretty sure these charges were over domestic abuse or domestic battery. I don't know if his partner declined to press charges and the state did themselves, which happens sometimes. But either way, the idea that he's claiming there's no injured party is pretty crazy here. Anything to say? You think I'm gonna make a joke about domestic battery? I'm a puppet, not a monster. Thank you.
Examine, which is my Sixth Amendment right, then we don't have anything other than a crap sandwich that we're trying to pretend is lawful jurisdiction.
I hear what you're saying about victimless crime. Can that be a crime? I don't decide that part, right? We're a tripartite government, whether it's legitimate or not. The legislature decides what I call them delicts, the no-nos, and the sanctions, the punishments, and then I work within that, right? So, and those are things I hold.
Are you not a
though it's
monster
perfect.
puppet?
The
Oh,
community
because I'm all furry and not a specific animal? I must be a monster? What, because I look like fucking Grover to you? Not all blue furry puppets are monsters. Jim Henson did this, that hippie bastard.
has had a position on. And so generally speaking, I always want to respect your rights and everyone's rights. I also care about my rights, just like you said. That matters a lot to me.
Correct.
I also want to do my job, which I feel is put to me by the community.
I'm just
and by
gonna
the legislature.
groove it out for a
And
second.
so,
No particular
you know,
reason. My
we're
neck
gonna
is
try our
sore,
best
so
to
I'm
do
just
what we
gonna
need to do.
do this.
I can't,
for some
I'm never
reason.
gonna tell you just what you want to hear if I don't think it's accurate. Most of the things or terms that you've used today, I don't know. And, you know, I'm not saying I shouldn't. I love to learn new things. But I can't agree to something. You asked me specifically.
I feel better.
Terms. Do I object? Or can I agree? And
Well, be with 8 months as I have allegedly lured my girlfriend to the live stream today. Oh, good. More people for me to be embarrassed in front of.
or don't object. I certainly can't agree to something that I don't understand. And so I don't know anything about federal court. I'm sure that we'll follow the law as to anything that.
Are we still on why you're not a furry for fucking the Beast? The Beast is a monster. There's a difference. There's crossover, but he's a monster.
Properly serve or that you want to do.
Brain damage. I knew brain was in there. Thank you.
As you point out, the state is different than the federal government, and the state government.
I wish the puppet
what
gave
we are
me
referring
drugs
to
like
as
the
criminal
alien and
charges.
brain
So I don't
damage.
take that lightly, and I don't want to prejudice your rights.
The
I don't wanna
drug is
mislead you,
attention,
and I
you
don't want to
whore.
do something
Oh,
that's inappropriate.
Jesus
and
Christ.
So I try to answer your questions, but if I'm not engaging, it's not to patronize you.
Yeah.
It's not to frustrate you, but I want to make sure that you know that. So just like someone took your guns, you know, you respect that a police authority could come and try to take your liberty. In fact, I saw there were some warrants issued and that you were in and out. And so I want to make sure that your
Not a
rights are
bad idea,
protected.
Baja. After I take a
That
break
is
in a
part of
little
my
bit,
job,
I'll...
an important part of my job, if not the most important part of my job. And I want to make sure that you're not disadvantaged. And so I'm not totally engaging because I want to make sure that, you know, say you're recording this and you post it online, right? That's out there permanently. I want to make sure that I don't do or say anything that disadvantages you or gives you bad information. If you talk to a judge and the judge says yes, you can represent yourself. I strongly encourage you to get a lawyer because they're going to be familiar with the system. Even if you feel it's a foreign system or not a legitimate system, it's the system that's exercising some say over your life. As you've noted, they have your guns. We're here and we're telling you we might lock you up. It's a good idea to have the help of a lawyer that can
This
work.
lawyer's doing a good job trying to just talk to him and basically explain, regardless of what you think about this system, it is the system that has power, so you need to follow it. What are you talking about? Don't listen to her! She's leading you into legal slavery! Literally, following the law isn't legal slavery. But Marcel says it is! He's Canadian! Do you not trust them? They brought you maple syrup and Putin. I think you mean Putin. I don't think so. MH Darkbeast says, hey Hannah, I think you need a fitting cleanse for your puppet stream. Meet Puppet, a horror short film. It's a little long. Maybe that'll be our break. Maybe for the break we'll watch that and the puppet'll go pee or whatever.
In that system that's familiar with that. You would be familiar with your system, it sounds like.
Just a
but if you
Peach
aren't
says,
familiar
Green
with
Guy
yours,
went to get
it
Thai
might be a
food,
better
so
idea to have a lawyer
one
who
less
knows the
for a
system,
little bit.
whether you feel it's legitimate
Okay.
or not, to assist you to get your goal.
Shockingly, throughout the stream, my viewing numbers are going up and not down, and I'm very confused.
In your aims, whether that's to do something in federal court, whether it's to make these charges go away, to get your guns back.
Yeah.
I think that a lawyer could help you with that. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, as long as the judge says that you understand and
Whence
approves
does
that,
the puppet
then we will
pee?
work with
Oh,
you
there's a
as
big
your
hole in the
own
bottom.
attorney, whether
It's a
trial or
puppet
discovery or otherwise.
cloaca.
But I want to make sure that happens, and if it's something you want, I think it'd be important to bring up to whatever judge you talk to next. Say, I got this paperwork and I want to represent myself. Do you agree that I am now, or does something else have to happen, right? So that's what I want to make sure that we focus on, and that's what I'm going to make notes in our system, is that, you know, this is the felony part of the office, district court's downstairs, the misdemeanor part. I want to make sure our misdemeanor team can verify with the court whether you want to represent yourself, and if so, that's been done the right way, according to the Constitution. Then, if so, and the judge says yes, then that we give you everything you need as your own lawyer at that point, so that we can go from there.
Okay. Again, though, for the record,
If its
I'm
nipples are
asking you
inside the
to
puppet hole,
return
doesn't that make
property,
it a
and you're telling me
marsupial pouch? It can be multiple things.
at this point in time, you cannot make that determination.
Well, that's probably true. I don't think we have the property.
You do.
I don't know that it's mine to give.
Well, it's if you sign an order that says, or you agree to an order that says that we're going to vacate all charges, or, you know, from inception again, because
He thinks they're just gonna vacate all charges just 'cause? God, these people are narcissistic.
everything has been paid for. There is nothing.
MH
in
Darkbeast,
dispute.
thanks for a 3-stream streak. Says, come on, Mr. Puppet, dance for us.
There's no
Oh, God.
controversy. Then that means there's absolutely, impressively, no reason to withhold private property.
Well, let's say, so here's the thing, let's say I dismissed right now.
Mhm.
Dismissed
We
everything.
have an
Correct.
Went
appointment
into
at
court.
3:30.
Now, the judge has to
Holly
agree,
Day.
but yes, if I went in and asked,
Yep.
I don't want to prosecute, the judge would agree, right?
That a
Yep.
dance? Does
Say I
that
did
count?
that. It would not
Lori,
automatically give you back firearms. They'd have to be connected
Lori
to this
Vogel's
case.
the one that said
Whoever
that.
took them or has them now would have to agree or have a court order compelling them. I somewhat doubt that a judge in this case would
I
necessarily
almost feel like
do
I need
that,
to
or if they
trim
would-
the fur around his mouth. If I ever did this again, like, look at his mouth. It's so covered with the fur, it makes it harder to tell when his mouth is open. Are you supposed to trim these? I genuinely don't know.
It would involve a lot more legal process. So
Why?
it's not as automatic. That's how the system's designed. I didn't design it.
The opposite
So I'm
dances
just-
like a
it's
white
not as
man.
automatic
That's
maybe
the
as-
most offensive thing anyone has said to me. And they've called me the P word.
I think it's important. That's one of the reasons I suggest that, you know, you might want to get a lawyer to help you, because they could also probably help you with that. Because whoever physically has those guns, whether you feel they should or not, may not want to give them back. They might think that
We're investigators
the
from the
FBI has
Los
an
Angeles
issue.
County
They might
District
think, I don't know,
Attorney's
but there's a
Office,
lot that goes
Jason.
into that. And it's all civil, it's not criminal.
I know it isn't, and it's actually really not a problem. You guys have been certified and you've been served with proper notice that I'm charging $69,000 a day. for each firearm.
$69,000 a
You guys
day?
went
Nice.
into the city of Gig Harbor, and that is in the UCC1 and the UCC3 that have been filed
I'm not sure
at
if
that
we've
corporation.
been served something or if we've been given notice. I don't know that. I'm
You
not
should be.
familiar with that, so I'm just saying that. I don't know. What I do know is that I'd like to see your rights respected. I'd like to see you get to a place that at least you felt things were fair. That may not happen. Most of all, if you want to represent yourself, I need the judge to say that that's okay.
Tell you what, let's go in there on the 10th, and if he has a problem, I'll smack him around for us verbally with the Constitution. How's that?
We can certainly.
It's always good in front of the prosecution to say you're gonna slap around a judge. He added verbally, so it's fine. But still, you definitely want to show contempt for the judge. That's always a good strategy.
Going on the 10th, I'll put this into our system. I'll make sure they know that you want to represent yourself and that the judge can address it with you, and we can go from there.
Thanks
okay?
for your time. God bless.
Well, that was certainly something. He did end up going to jail, as we know, so that obviously didn't work out very well for him. Let's try this one, shall we? Oh, good, another traffic stop. I love these ones.
November 6th, 2022, around noon, Florida camera systems flagged a silver vehicle for having a registered owner with a suspended license. The officers located the vehicle traveling east and initiated a traffic stop.
Good afternoon, Deputy Rexford, Flagler County
Pretty
Sheriff's
sure the
Office.
puppet said they, them. Let's just say any, all. It's a puppet. It's fine.
How you doing today? Mr. Smith? All right, another deputy ran your tag back there, and the registered owner has a
Maybe
suspended...
they, he. They, he for the puppet. I've decided it. It's canon now.
license. Are you the registered owner? You have a driver's license on you? All right, can I see your license, please?
Unironically, this is going to sound really silly. I've always liked the Muppets, and I really, really like puppeteering. I have a newfound respect for them. I didn't realize how exhausting it is to keep doing this and thinking about talking and doing this. And, like, it's harder than it fucking looks, even when you're not very good at it. Holy shit. This is hard shit, man.
The registered... The registered owner has a suspended license. That gives us a probable cause to stop the vehicle. And the registration of the vehicle is also expired.
And this is a private vehicle.
The registration on the vehicle is also expired, sir.
Like I said, this is a private vehicle. This is not no corporate. This is not under corporate. Driver's license are under corporate.
Alpha 312 Flagler. 1069 code 2.
Looking at your phone on stream again. No respect for your audience.
Sir, can you turn the vehicle
Sometimes
off
I need
and
to
place...
check and make sure I don't have alerts or anything from you not trying to be rude. It doesn't matter. Your audience doesn't know that. They just think you're a rude bitch.
The keys on the dashboard,
mean,
please.
but okay.
Place the keys up on the dashboard, please.
No, I will not. This is a private vehicle. I am traveling.
Hello?
I'm not under your jurisdiction.
You are under my jurisdiction.
No, I'm not.
Listen, man, look.
No, I'm not.
Look.
I already been through this through Judge Bishop.
Okay.
Already been through all of this.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is this, right?
Already been through this.
Comes up, tag was
I love Florida. It's the natural habitat of the sovereign citizen. It's rainy, angry cops, trashiness. It's perfect.
You have a expired tag on the back of your vehicle. It also says the registered owner of the vehicle has a suspended license.
Best puppet shows movies besides the Muppets. Meet the Feebles.
Traveling on a
under jurisdiction. I'm not under
you are traveling on a public roadway in my jurisdiction.
No, it's not. No,
in my jurisdiction.
Now it's his jurisdiction. I thought it was the state's. I think he's more talking because he's like a representative of the state. Oh, so he just says words that make sense and I'm supposed to listen? Kinda. Fuck that!
Are you refusing? I got you. Are you refusing to identify yourself to us? Do you have a license on you? Are you
under contract? I'm not under your
under contract? Doesn't make no sense, man.
verbal contract is saying understanding.
Okay.
Sir, you admitted to being the registered owner of the vehicle.
I am not a straw man. You hear me? I'm not a straw man. I already been through all of this.
Do you have your license on you? You can sit there and tape me all day. I'm taping too, man. I understand.
Okay.
So it's fine. It's your right.
Put your hands on me, it's gonna be another lawsuit.
Do you have a Florida driver's license?
Like I just said.
I don't want to put my hands on you, man. What I'm trying to do is get you to identify yourself.
Are you holding me?
Yes.
You are. You're detained right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So until you identify yourself. But if you refuse to identify yourself,
I don't have to do it. I haven't committed a crime.
It's a traffic stop.
No, I haven't.
It's a traffic stop.
You
committed.
As we all know, all illegalities are crimes. Civil infractions are made up by the government to steal your money. Traffic stops are for road pirates. The only good pirate was that one time that Tim Curry was in the Muppets Treasure Island. Not 'cause I'm a puppet. I just like Tim Curry. I equally like Clue.
Pull behind me.
I think the puppet thing's getting a little weird. Like, I think you're sharing the fact that I like movies and it's bleeding over in a way that isn't consistent with your character. I can have interests! Arizona says, not a straw man, so you're a tin man?
You chose to do that. You chose to do that.
Listen, man.
You were sitting off to the side, and you chose to come behind me. I didn't do nothing for you to come behind me, for you to try to identify me.
You have an expired.
What made you come behind me?
You have an expired tag. Another deputy ran your tag.
Don't forget
tag was ran,
Rocky
which is
Horror,
expired, and
Fern Gully, Congo, the rest of his IMDb page.
I'm not under your jurisdiction. I'm not working. I'm not making any money. I am driving a private vehicle. I am traveling.
What is the puppet? I'm your worst nightmare. You thought you were coming for a fun, normal stream? Nope! Cringe! Just cringe!
Black Dog Dictionary. I know the law.
Opinions on Rocky Horror? I enjoy Rocky Horror. It's not like my favorite movie. It's not my favorite musical by any stretch, but I enjoy it enough. It's the kind of movie I could probably put on once a year and be happy.
Y'all about to be sued. That's what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen.
What's about to happen is this.
Y'all about to be
You identify yourself to us.
I didn't identify.
Under law,
I didn't identify myself. I don't have to identify myself.
You do have to identify yourself.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
I am indigenous. I don't have to identify myself.
It is, by you not identifying yourself to us, it is a crime.
Don't forget Legend.
Okay,
I actually
you
haven't seen Legend yet. I know he's got the cool devil makeup in it.
I say okay, but yeah, it is a crime if you don't identify yourself to us.
Can I have your superior out here?
For sure.
Okay.
Okay. Call for.
Y'all think y'all just gonna come out here and just bully people like that? Come on, this is my land. Y'all coming over here putting y'all laws and policies and democracies on us. No, I don't have to follow y'all democracy.
You know what they say, this land is my land, this land's not your land. I'm traveling in my personal conveyance. Get out of my face, or I'll call my guru. This land was made for only me. It was beautiful. Lovely singing voice. Has anyone told you that? I've never talked to anyone before this. I exist in your head.
May I have your badge number?
Yep, 944. Deputy Boyd, 944.
May I have your badge number?
1076, Deputy Rexford.
Okay. Do you have your registration, proof of insurance, and your license on you? Do you have your registration, your proof of insurance, and your license on you, sir? If you're refusing to identify yourself, you're committing a crime. Yeah, but a crime is now being committed if you refuse to identify yourself. Yes, it is.
That's like me walking out my house and then you saying, "Oh, who are you?"
Now, at your house, that's your property. This right here is not your property. This is not your property, sir. This is public property.
You're in Flagler County.
Okay, but you're operating your property on the roadways. Like, no one is arguing that the car isn't your property. It's that it's being driven on public roadways. Ah, public, so you admit it's mine. You're not the public. You're a puppet. But even an individual human isn't the public. The public is a collective group. It can never be singular.
Public roadway, sir.
Yep, so
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
I am indigenous.
I understand you're indigenous.
I am from the land. I am from the land.
Okay.
I don't have to identify myself to you.
You do have to identify yourself after we pull you over, sir. If we pull you over for a lawful order,
Why you pulling me?
huh?
Ryan,
You have an expired tag on the back of your vehicle. Hey, you're asking me a question. You're asking me a question and not letting me answer it. You're asking me a question and not letting me answer it. How about you be quiet for a minute and let me answer the question that you're asking me? You do if you're asking me a question. If you're asking me a question, you need to be quiet so that I can ask you, so that I can answer the question. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? If you ask me a question,
I
right,
didn't see that
I'm gonna,
midnight.
I'm
That's fucked
dismissed.
up.
No, I'm not dismissed. No, but what's about to happen is if you keep not identifying yourself, you're about to be arrested. Okay?
Are you willing to identify?
See, that was his mistake. He said okay to the arrest. He has officially consented.
yourself, sir?
Is the puppet a sovereign citizen?
Verbal contract.
I'm Sobsit T. Strawman. Sobsit T. Strawman's the name. Strawmaning is my game.
You don't verbal contract with me.
I don't write contract.
So what you're saying is you're
I'm
refusing
so
to identify
tired.
yourself at this time after a lawful order.
Okay, what we'll do is this.
I'm waiting for your supervisor. That's what I already told you. I already been through this.
I'm starting to sound like Matt Dillahunty. I don't know what you mean.
Judge Dixon will tell you. I've been
Okay.
through this. And the state. They'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're waiting for a supervisor that's going to be here in just a minute, okay?
Okay.
And then he'll talk to you, and we'll go from there, man.
You let all the other cars go, but then you see me, the only black person.
Just spilled water all over myself. I'll get it, I'm thirsty.
That's what y'all want to put me under a straw man. A straw man. I'm not no straw man.
Listen,
What's wrong with you, man?
it had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with race.
Under all capitals. That's not me. That's not me.
So you do have a driver's license.
That's not me. That's not me.
Can you provide me with the driver's license?
That's not me.
Very moist now.
Okay.
That's not me.
Actually
If
got
you
all
can
up in
provide
his
us with
mouth.
a driver's license, you can go on your way after we check it, sir.
That's straw man.
All right, man. Listen. I'm gonna give you one chance. Can you put your hands on the steering wheel for me, where I can see? I'm gonna give you one chance. Okay, this is your last chance.
It's not no chance, because I just sat here and told you.
This is your last chance.
Me. Can I see the supervisor?
It has nothing to do
I
with
need
race.
the supervisor.
Supervisor's busy
I
on a case right now.
I need the
Supervisor
supervisor.
is busy on a case.
I need the supervisor. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now.
You see this?
I'm
And
telling
we
you.
all know if they can't provide a supervisor, they gotta let you go. It's like in college. If they're late 15 minutes, you're free to leave. Okay, so that's not really true. Like, a lot of departments have a policy that if you request a supervisor, they'll send one out. But it's not like a law. If they're busy, they often won't do it. She's lying to you. She's part of the deep state.
You right now.
I'm not.
I need a supervisor.
I don't even know if I'm
You-
allowed to have a government job. I'm trans. It helps to laugh about the darkness.
Identify
I need
yourself,
a supervisor.
and we can be on our way about it. Identify yourself. We can figure out what's going
Here
on.
in my faith in my mouth.
Or you're going to go to jail
I need a
for
supervisor.
obstruction.
I'm not obstructing.
You are
nothing.
obstructing.
No, I'm not.
You are obstructing.
No, I'm not.
You're not
I know
identifying
obstruction
yourself.
of-
You're obstructing.
I know obstruction. of
You are
justice.
obstructing.
I know obstruction. of
Okay,
justice.
and that's what
I
you're
know
doing right now.
obstruction. No, I'm not.
So listen.
No, I'm not. And I have a driver's license too.
Listen, man.
And I got a driver's license too.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, okay?
Now, why you putting spikes under my car?
Listen.
Now
Listen,
you
man.
putting spikes up under my car. Why you putting spikes up under my car? You see this? No, I'm not trying to. He told me to cut the car off.
Well, then
I need a supervisor. No, I need a supervisor right now. I need a supervisor.
Supervisor's not coming right now,
I
man.
need a supervisor.
Okay.
I'll wait right here till the supervisor comes.
All right, man.
I'll wait right here. Cause
Well-
as soon as you touch me, that's you gonna get your immunity, all your qualified immunity. I'm taking all of it, and
Okay.
I'm gonna go for all of
That's the move. You tell them, you firmly declare, I'm taking your qualified immunity. It's that easy. Why doesn't everyone do this, you fools? I think it's because it doesn't work. Shut up! I'm trying to sell a product here.
all your. I'm gonna get you.
Are you threatening me right now?
No, I'm gonna sue you.
Are you threatening me right now?
I'm gonna sue you.
Okay.
I'm gonna sue you. I'm telling you, I'm going to sue you, Officer Board.
Okay, listen, man.
I'm telling you.
I told you one chance.
I'm telling you.
Identify yourself.
I'm telling you.
Or you're going to jail.
I'm telling you.
Identify yourself.
I'm telling you.
Or you're going to jail.
Followers I've lost
Okay.
since the
Come
start
on.
of the stream.
Nope,
Let's find
nope.
out.
Come on. Step out of the vehicle, sir.
I got my
Step out of the vehicle.
I got my driver's license.
No, we already went past that. We already went past that. Step out of the
Don't
vehicle.
grab my phone. Like I
Step out of the
said.
vehicle, sir.
Like I said.
Step out of the vehicle, sir. Step out. Step out.
None.
Step out.
That's
Let go of the
insane.
steering wheel.
I got my driver's license. Don't pick me up. I'm not resisting.
I'm telling you right now.
You see this?
Lean forward. Give me your hand.
Lean forward. Give me your hand.
Lean forward and give me your hands now. You understand me? Lean forward and
I
give
am
me your
leaning
hands.
forward. I am leaning forward.
Give me your hand.
I'm leaning forward.
Stop
I'm
resisting.
telling you tase me, that's going to be it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Hand down.
No.
Hand down.
No. I haven't done anything.
One's on.
Like I said.
Put your hand behind your back.
That's okay.
Put your hand behind your back.
That's okay.
Why didn't the stop sit words
Y'all
works?
not going to erase me.
They're arresting him.
Y'all not going to erase
They're
my
not
phone.
allowed to do that.
We're not erasing anything, man. We're not going in your phone.
There go my driver's license,
All
right?
right, so he gets arrested. All right, what do you think? Stop sit. You gonna take like a 10-minute break? I think that would be good. I have to clean my puppet hole. Okay, that sounds good. I'll see you in a little bit. You're welcome, people. I'll be back. You'll miss me while I'm gone. All right. 10-minute break from that. He'll be back. They'll be back. Oh, my job is so dumb. All right, let's check out this video. This is about 10 minutes long.
Next matter is LVNV Funding LLC versus Ruth Conway, case number 244008GC.
Not enough intelligence for the pseudo-legal
Is
spell.
counsel here for the plaintiff?
Yes, Judge Hillman, Cezanne Barda.
Well, you're an attorney, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. I couldn't tell based on the way you're dressed. We do expect lawyers to wear ties and suits for court proceedings, Mr. Barda.
Yes, Your Honor. I completely apologize. There are two attorneys that handled our docket via Zoom today. Both failed to appear. I don't know why, and now I'm scrambling. I apologize.
Okay. All right.
That's
is
genuinely
Ruth
unfortunate for that lawyer. I feel for him.
Conway present?
Yep.
Okay. Good afternoon. All right. So this is plaintiff's motion for summary disposition. Ms. Conway, the plaintiff filed a request to have a judgment granted in this matter. Mr. Barda, do you wish to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Our motion is based on MCR 2.116 C9 C10. We don't believe there's a genuine issue of material fact to move forward to trial. This is a straightforward collection matter.
This is another one of these, I forgot which video this was. Sovereign citizens often don't believe they have financial obligations that they in fact do. So they'll rack up a credit card debt or whatever. And then sometimes it'll get sent off to a debt collection place. So like if they don't pay it, I don't know if you know this, but if you don't pay your, debts or whatever, eventually, they may offload them to a debt collector who will pay them some percentage of the total, and then they own the debt and they'll come after you for it. Sovereign citizens believe because they made a deal with the original people to pay back, but not the debt collector, that they can get out of it because they didn't make an agreement with this person. Doesn't matter, of course, because they made an agreement with the original person. That debt became a financial instrument that could be traded, right? Or sold, which it was. So you consented to the original contract. Your debt, which you agreed to, was then sold as its own thing, which they can do.
It was original creditor of Credit One Bank. LVNV purchased that.
Hour-long video last week about the poor father whose ex-wife kidnapped his kids and went opposite crazy. No, I'll have to check it out.
And all the chain of title and bill of sale documentation is attached to our motion. We also have billing statements showing charges made and payments made, which comports with the account stated theory in the state of Michigan. The address on those billing statement matches the same address where the proof of service went for this file. And we also have an affidavit from our client stating how
She
much
had
is
a
owed.
brick at one point? What do you mean she had a brick? Like she was holding one and like, I'm gonna use this brick.
At this time. Defendant not only failed to file a response to our motion for summary disposition, but also failed to file a counter affidavit, which is required by court rule. And even looking at her answer, all she states is she doesn't believe that this is her debt. I believe that plaintiff has provided proof and has established that this account was the defendant's, and I don't believe there's been a
She had a brick and tried to bang down the guy's first ex-wife's front door. Oh, Jesus.
Hasn't been a defense raised to be able to prevail at this time. Plaintiff respectfully requests that our motion for summary disposition be granted.
Okay. All right, Ms. Conway. So I have this motion for summary disposition that was filed by the plaintiff back on December 17th. I don't have any written response that was filed by you. I see you're holding up some kind of a receipt. I don't know what that's a receipt for.
Like it's from the FedEx store. I assume this is supposed to be a service of something.
But we did receive
Get some sort of certified mail.
your answer to the complaint. What date is on that receipt that you're holding up, ma'am?
October 29th.
Okay, so I think you're referring to your answer to the complaint that you filed in this matter, which was dated, let's see, which is dated October 28th. So I'm guessing that what you're holding up is verification that you filed an answer to the complaint. However, there was a motion for summary disposition, and basically
I
what
never got that. I never got that.
Ma'am, hang on. You need to listen while the court's talking, and then I'll give you an opportunity to talk afterwards. So there was a motion for...
Yeah, if there was a motion for summary disposition or summary judgment, in other words, she didn't respond, she's probably fucked.
Summary disposition, that's a request for a judgment, and it has an affidavit attached to it, and it has bills showing that you had a Credit One credit card and that you had made certain charges. It looks like there's charges to Meyer and Mason. There's charges to the city of Mason on the credit card, Dollar Tree, and Celebration Cinema. And what the plaintiff has indicated.
I can't imagine going. I understand if you're doing the thing where you're just trying to build credit and you you go in and you pay with your credit card and pay it off immediately every month and don't hold a balance. That's fine. But I don't understand putting a theater, like going to the movie theater on a credit card. Oh boy.
It is that Credit One account was purchased by LVNB Funding, the plaintiff in this case, and that based on the fact that you had used the credit card and you had made payments on the credit card under Michigan law, that's a cause of action for account stated, and you would have an obligation to file an affidavit indicating that those were not your charges and you did not have an account with Credit One, and you've not filed that. Is there anything you would like to tell the court, ma'am? This is the time for you to make your response.
Okay, I'm making this statement. I am here under duress. I have formally put in a formal complaint to the Consumers Finance Protection Bureau. I don't know who LVNV Funding is. I have never heard of them in my entire life.
They're the people that bought your debt, unfortunately.
This law firm has done nothing but harass me with document after document. I had 3 collection agencies approach.
You just said they're not sending you documents, but they're sending you documents. They're harassing you with documents. Are they legal documents that say you owe them money because you owe them money?
Me on this matter. I contacted the other two, told them exactly the same thing I told this firm, but this firm has continued to harass me. I have made that formal complaint to the Consumers Finance Protection. Whether they protect me or a loaning institute is another story. I am here under duress. I live on Social Security. I will be 69 years old in the fall, and I do not have a job. I do not work. I have 14 grandchildren. I'm a mother of 5, and 2 of them are veterans of the United States military.
Ma'am, I feel bad that, like, you're having money problems, but, like, none of that has any bearing on the legality of what's going on here. I don't get why you're even bringing it up. Oh boy, it's been 10 minutes. Oh, guess who's back, motherfuckers? Again, swearing isn't a joke. Swearing is not a joke in and of itself. Please stop. Make me.
I help with my 14 grandchildren. So I don't have a job. I will collect Social Security.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you have a credit card at Credit One?
I do not ever recall having a credit card from any place. And especially, I would never have a credit card with a small amount of credit. In my past, whenever I had credit, it was a decent amount of money that I had on a credit card balance that I was allowed to borrow.
I'm sorry, even I gotta say, is her defense that she would charge even more to the card if it was hers? Even by SOBSIT standards, that's a little weird.
I don't know. You tell me why I get a phone call every other day of somebody trying to sell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
No, I'm
Ma'am,
finished.
not gonna...
I want to speak.
Wow.
That I get a phone call every other day. How do these people know I don't have Medicare B? How do they know that?
What?
I get harassed to buy Medicare B. I can't afford Medicare B. I live on Social Security. So how do I get them knowing I don't have it? You tell me.
Okay. All right. Anything further,
I don't even know
Mr.
what she's
Barta?
talking about there,
No,
if I'm being
I would
honest.
ask,
Me
I would ask for
Obviously.
our motion to be granted at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Conway, we do have rules in lawsuits in terms of what's necessary to get past a summary disposition motion. You would have been required to file an affidavit verifying that you never had any credit card with Credit One, and that you were not the person that used this credit card that was in your name and made out to your address. And
Excuse me, but I was never asked. I was never asked by the court or received a document telling me I needed to do that. You're taking advantage of somebody that's not being represented.
Why did you just get ads? You don't. It's a well, you have a Prime game. What that does, but it doesn't look like you're subscribed to my channel.
An attorney under maritime law. I'm representing myself
Oh, no.
under the
Sovereign citizen fails. Be aware, the puppet thing is because they did a tip goal. I don't normally do the puppet thing. I'm not normally this embarrassing. I'm normally slightly less embarrassing.
The power and the attorneys of Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Did you know if you declare your Christianity in court, it means nothing counts? That's the separation of church and state. If I believe in the church, the state can't touch me. Bingo, bango, bongo. That's not how that is.
So a summary disposition is granted for the plaintiff, and
I live on Social Security. I know federal law.
Ma'am,
I don't think
you need to stop talking while
Do you
the
think
court's
that being on Social Security means that you don't have to pay off your credit card debt?
talking. Mr. Barta, you can submit a judgment under the 7-day.
What do I think about SOBSIT T Strawman being the new high points redeem? It's actually not a bad idea. 1,000,000 points and you make me do a puppet stream with either him or another puppet. This would only be good for SOBSIT stuff. Scotty the Scot, thanks for 31 months, says, big love to the puppet. Under maritime law, the puppet is our new lord and savior. P.S. Love the hat. Thank you. Table Deadbeat, thanks for gifting a sub and almost kicking off a hype train. It just so happens I also have many identical puppet cousins with different personalities. Yeah, that'll work.
With the court.
What's Sobsit's
That's all
middle name? Traveling.
For the record, good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you guys with Donald J. Trump. Maritime law is going bye-bye.
Even I, a fucking puppet with no brain in my head, don't like Donald Trump. Mr. Blast, thanks for kicking off a hype train.
We're going to have to all relearn constitutional law. Thanks to Mega.
I really didn't expect it to turn into this at the end. That's delusion. Boy, I wonder how she got into this mess. She seems so intelligent. Piper Draws and Stuff, says Hannah, slowly morphing into Mimsy.
And us Anons.
And don't get excited tonight. One lucky person will have the chance to go through to our final round.
Shut up, Max Headroom. All right, let's see what's next, shall we? I do like Gelato. Let's try this one. Oh, do you guys remember the sovereign citizen was part of the military and he showed up in full uniform and he did all the Sobsit stuff and then he was supposed to come back for a second court date and he didn't show up and his wife called in for him? Time for another trial he was supposed to show up for, but he's not there. Can you guess why? Because they let him go because the law is illegal? No, it's not that. It's actually funnier.
Lewis Johnson.
Oh, sorry, there was a tip I missed, I guess. Just a Pete with a $1 tip says, scam callers use Medicare B as one of their ways to get money by selling your paperwork from the government. Ah, okay, so does she think scam callers are the debt collectors? Whatever.
Will be on the record in 2024 TR22 and 2024 TR541. Paul E. Dean for the state. Danny Johnson, are you present?
He is not present, Your Honor, and I have a note.
I think he's on the phone.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Now that I think about it, Mitzi, you said he is in.
I got an
email. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think so. I got an email from.
Some people think he's already in
somebody
jail.
at
Oh, it's
Leavenworth.
much worse.
Yes, he is being held by, currently held for a court martial and is not going to be released until the court martial is completed.
Now that's what we call admiralty law. It isn't actually. He got court-martialed for his, everything. 5% to level 2 on the hype train.
Therefore, at this point in time, Your Honor, I would ask that we issue bench warrants in both of the cases that are.
Stone
before
Corbell,
this
thanks
court
for gifting
with
us up.
Danny Johnson, authorizing no bond.
He was ordered to be present in the courthouse today.
I am here. He is here on the phone.
Well,
I think that's, who is that even saying that? What?
On the phone is not.
That's not.
In person at the courthouse.
Why am I
and
using
he
the puppet
is in
mouth for that? I'm
custody.
forgetting which mouth is
So
mine.
I need to issue warrants to keep holds on him. Mr. Johnson, is that you that I'm speaking to?
Yes,
He's super fucked? Oh, I'm sure he is. He just needs to tell the military he knows his rights. That he maybe signed away when he joined the military.
in the midst, got cleared by the doctor to come back, and when I came back, they apprehended me and said I was a deserter because I waited till the doctor to release me to come back.
What, you don't show up to your service date and all of a sudden you're a deserter? I kind of get that one, actually.
Sir, I'd recommend you not to be making statements in regards to a pending criminal court martial.
Well, I'm not worried about that, but at the end of the day, like I said,
Well, hold on, please, sir. Okay. So,
Don't you have to turn the camera on? I think he's by phone. Like, I don't think he's calling in via... Like, I think that he's literally on a telephone, and they are patching him in because he's in military custody.
Mr. Johnson, you
45
and
seconds
your
left on the hype
wife
train.
at the last hearing asked that this matter be set for bench trial today, and we are set for bench trial. But then I've also seen you have filed motions
Yeah, the
for
wife thing was why he got ordered to come in person.
jury trials. I've seen that you've filed a motion to recuse me as the judge. And
It's always good. All you gotta do, if you want the judge to have bias, is you file a lawsuit against him, and then boom, bias. Because I sued him. Got him. That's actually never works. Sovereign citizens try to do that all the time. They try to sue the judge because they think it'll allow them to, like, get away with it and say, they have bias because I sued them. And it's like, yeah, you artificially did that. That's not how any of this works. Don't listen to this lady. She's a puppet of the state. What does that make you? Oh, God.
So that your wife has filed a motion against me with the judge's disciplinary board. So for
I can't answer for what she did or what someone else did, but in reference to myself, I did file those motions, and I also prepared to be at court. Unfortunately for me, like when the doctor cleared me to come back, I came back, and then they said I was a deserter. So
all right. Well, I'm not going to get into your military court.
I'm not asking. I'm just giving you the reason why I'm not
all right.
there.
And I appreciate that. But from the beginning of these proceedings, you've insisted you did not want an attorney. I think I've even tried to strongly
his wife filed something with the disciplinary board about the judge. Oh yeah, his wife in the last one was nuts. Like, you can, like, I don't like to use the term Karen as much because I think it's been co-opted and used in really sexist ways, you know. But if I had to describe it as anything, she was acting like a Karen. Like, she was, like, genuinely acting like he was, like, the judge was, like, the manager of an Applebee's. Not that you should treat the manager of an Applebee's poorly, but imagine how a Karen would treat the manager of an Applebee's, especially if the hors d'oeuvres come out cold. Microwave them longer, Applebee's. I know you have the microwaves. It's your whole thing.
Encourage you to consider an attorney, but are you still of the position that you do not want an attorney, that you want to proceed on your own behalf?
Life is suffering, and so is puppeteering.
Previous also, if you just tell me what the fine is previous, I would have paid the fine. You insist that I come to court because normally, if there's a traffic violation, then there's a fine attached to that. I was willing to pay the.
You're way past that. You've refused to show up to court multiple times. We're past that by a lot.
That, my recollection is, the last time you and I spoke, at first, your wife called in for you and said you couldn't travel and you couldn't take a plane to get back to Kansas because of your back injury. And we continued this for a period of time. And then the last time, I found out you were lying there beside her in bed, and you said what you did, that you couldn't fly or travel. And so I said, well, do you want to proceed? And you said you were under too much pain pills, and you that you didn't know what you were doing. And
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was speaking as August 13th when I came to court. In August 13th, you had me on video. And matter of fact, I was actually being confined in Springwood County, and I asked for a fine.
Well, the bottom line, I'm not gonna go back over your case either. But you, the reason we didn't take any pleas last hearing, there were several reasons, but one of which was you said you didn't know what you were doing because you were on pain pills and had been apparently for a couple of months.
Emma sources, I stopped going to my local Applebee's after I went there and saw one of the employees was the defendant from a trial I was on the jury for. It was just way too awkward for me. I liked Applebee's as a kid, but, like, especially these days, you can literally get frozen food that once you heat it up tastes better than Applebee's. A lot of it's really bland, generic. What it is. It's the cheap sit-down restaurant option. Screaming at the Radio says, you know, what the other lady said at the end really resonates. Those people who are losing control of their lives really think Trump is going to save them and punish all those who oppress them. That's how he won, by convincing people he would save them and punish people they feel are responsible for their problems. Yep, that's unfortunately how right-wing populism works.
All right.
I'll punish the people you don't like. Oh, great. That'll help society.
In any event, you're set for bench trial, and you're not here today, and you're going to be in custody. Do you have any idea how long?
No, I do not. That's why I was asking if there's a fine attached to the offense. Can I just pay the fine and move on from it? Because I'm
we have misdemeanors involved. My officers are here. I'd renew my motion to issue a bench warrant since he's not here and ready to proceed. We can't even see him, let alone have my officers identify him. Therefore, he's not in that manner ready to proceed. I have two officers here, Cordell and Andrews, who have been patiently waiting. Not that the delay today has been his fault in regards to the earlier docket, but he's not here. He's not ready to proceed. I'd ask for a bench warrant, no bond hold.
All right, Your Honor, I can proceed on the phone.
I was curious, by the way, why they issued a bench warrant, considering he's already in custody, and I looked it up. Apparently, so that they can put a hold on him, basically. So once the military's done with him, because there's a warrant, they can send that warrant to the military. Then the military will send him to them once they're done doing whatever they're going to do with him.
Well, no, I can't.
Right
I
now.
can't, sir, I can't for the very reasons that counsel just said. I don't even know for a fact I'm talking to Danny Johnson. So, all right.
It is him based on his voice. Not that it matters, but like, I'm just putting it out there. That's definitely him.
At this point, I am issuing the bond forfeiture.
Do I get any lines
the bench
anymore?
warrant,
I don't
and
know,
no
man.
bond hold.
I don't know.
So when you get through with whatever you're going through with the military and the court martial, then we can make arrangements to get you and bring you back here and take care of the motions you filed.
Your Honor, I guess because I was thinking the $1,000 bond that I paid, that could go towards the fines.
All right, Mr. Johnson.
If you do a forfeiture, then I lose $1,000. Is my intent to be in court?
Well, if you want to get an attorney, you can hire an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply for court-ordered or court-appointed attorney. But until then, bond forfeiture, bench warrant, no bond hold, and we're going to be in recess on both your cases today. So thank you, sir. We'll be in recess.
See? He even got to go outside and play on the jungle gym. It all worked out. Sobsits are always right. Point for the puppet. Oh, boy. So I assume we won't be hearing from him anytime soon. I assume he's gonna get in buco trouble with the military. I have to use the bathroom real quick. So I'm gonna go do that. I'll be back in just a minute. Will you entertain them while I'm gone, Sobsit P. Strawman? I'll do my impression of a ragdoll. Ready? See how still I can be, okay? Ready? 1. Under a ah! 1, 2, 3. All right, he's going to be on the floor for a second while he recovers from... M. Scheffler with 50 bits says, well, you were gone. Puppet and Share violated Twitch TOS by getting it on. Shame on that. Happens. This is truly some of the worst content I've ever put on the internet, which is saying a lot, to be clear. Stable Deadbeat says, I was planning on watching The Howling after stream tonight. Any thoughts, Hannah? Fun, enjoyable. Werewolves are underrepresented in film, I think. More werewolves. Check out The Howling 2. Your sister's a werewolf. Not good, but it does have Christopher Lee, and it's pretty funny. Accidentally. Worse than Butternips? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At least that was what it is. This is poor attempts at comedy, which is always cringe. Oh, I'd rather be doing Butternips again. Do I have Better Off Dead on Blu-ray? I do not. I've actually never seen that one. I'm familiar with it, though, vaguely. How's Marcel?
Okay, hello. So we are officially beginning the January mentorship meeting for privatelawtrust.org, and we have hit a new milestone or plateau or historical event. Basically, with
So for those that don't know, Marcel is a sovereign citizen that sells basically a SOBSIT MLM program where you recruit people and you pay him like $90 a month or thousands of dollars on top of that, and then you recruit other people and you get a percentage of it too. It's brilliant. The strongest shape in nature is the pyramid. So the organizational shape is perfect. I think the strongest shape is actually the dome. That's what Big Egg wants you to think.
Programs and everything that we have now we were waiting on or needed, we have. So one of the difficulties in growing...
No, this one actually is an AI. This is a live stream. Eachbird says, with generative AI, cults can keep going long after the charismatic leader dies. Isn't that wonderful? It's pretty fucked.
Projects in the past. I'm going to go to share here just so my audio is... Okay, so one of the challenges with running a society, both with Peacemaker Society and then trying to scale up even with private law trusts, once you hit a certain amount of members or once things scale up at a certain point, it becomes really hard to keep up with growth, and you can actually find yourself getting buried in just tasks. And then one of the difference it is...
Holy shit, is his stream just not going to work?
How you want to use your freedom. But now that we've found, we didn't create it, but it's absolutely amazing.
And then we can track that work through various milestones.
Okay, I'm going to skip this one because his skippiness is too much. How's Chief Motto doing?
Good morning, friends. I'm doing this video as basically evidence. Evidence of what? The only way that I could possibly defend myself against criminals. Which criminals? Criminals in Washington State Bar Association, all the way from the Attorney General's office on down. Why? What do you mean by that? Well, you can send them every notice that you want, but they're well aware of the fact that they control the courts. And they're also aware of the fact that they control publication. If you want to do publication without going through all of their judges and their crooked, corrupt. What do you mean by that? Crooked and corrupt. They didn't tell us.
I don't know what he
US
means
citizens.
by publication.
That's basically what it is. They pretend they have authority over us because we are US citizens. We haven't been told we were.
And they're so good at pretending with all the sheriffs and jails and courts. They're really good pretenders. Like Robin... No, stop doing movie references. That's my thing. Stop it. It doesn't make sense if you're doing movie references. Then you're just me. You need juxtaposition in comedy. You can't just be me with a gravelly voice. That doesn't make any sense. People paid for this crap.
That's what we became when our parents got us social security numbers and birth certificates. So we have what's called minimum contact. And that's all the reason they need, to pretend like they have authority to go ahead and drag us into court and everything else. But here's the abbreviated Cliff Note version, okay? The motto plate is a private issuance, and it can be used by anybody in Washington state for free until such time as the 2 firearms that are being unlawfully withheld by Kitsap County and City of Gig Harbor are returned to the Motto Trust. Until that happens, and those are back in our possession.
Our possession. I like that he's talking about his guns like they're the collective property of his made-up tribe. You know how it is. I don't even know. I was gonna make a joke through this puppet. That's not good. That's not good. No, we're done with that puppet. We're done. No, we're not. We're not. That's gonna get the FBI called. We're gonna shut up, puppet. We're gonna shut up. That'd be the stupidest reason to get a call from the FBI, wouldn't it? Because I said something through a fucking puppet that went a little too far.
They're going to be considered free. Any motto plate, whether you're a veteran, you're not a veteran, it doesn't matter. You don't have to pay the monthly fee. You have to pay for your own plate, okay? But you do not have to pay the monthly fee. As long as those cases remain open and my copyrighted and trademark name continues to be displayed on any Washington State corporation's website, because yes, the state of Washington's a corporation, okay? They have a
just like the home of the Whopper, America is a corporation. And that's why when it went bankrupt in 1833, we no longer had to pay our bills. This is history, folks. Look it up in my self-published book on Amazon, Thoughts from a Puppet.
P.O. Box in Washington, D.C. Go look it up. As long as my name is still unlawfully being displayed there, that motto plate is free for anybody in Washington State to use. And remember, okay, you have to change your status to be able to use it. There's terms of use for the motto plate. Okay, if it's the dog tag version, only veterans may use that. Nobody else. Or somebody who is honoring a veteran.
My favorite part of other sovereign citizens is when they make rules. You know, the same rules they're rebelling against, but they're their rules. So it's fine. It's more than fine. It's great. Because their rules are just. Because they're theirs. Yeah.
That's the only time any other corporation and one of their agents or police officers may stop that conveyance and give them a citation. The stated fee is $10,000 for stolen valor. If you happen to see somebody traveling with that plate and they do not have a veteran they're honoring and they're not a veteran, then yes, you may stop them if you happen to know for a fact they're not a veteran.
Wait, so it can be a veteran you're honoring, so I can just say, oh yeah, I know a guy. I'm honoring him. And you're gonna pull someone over? That's so funny. You see, when sovereign citizens take over, our rules will be good, and then we'll get guys, maybe in uniform, and cars, to make sure those laws are followed. It's much better. It's better. I've never said this out loud before. I think I may have reinvented the police. I have some thinking.
Give them a citation, and yes, we will honor that at the Motto tribe. Who owns that motto plate? But anybody else that has that motto plate on their personal conveyance, they're a motto tribal member, you stop them, yes, you automatically agree to all the fees, $10 million per stop. Thank you very much, and yes, I will be leaning your corporation for it. Why? Because it's my right to do that. You have no right to infringe on a personal issuance. According to Article 15 of the UCC, you may regulate commerce, but you may not interfere with it. So you have a state plate, I have a state plate.
I see. This is a court document from him. Don't trust court documents. They're from the government. It's like recall notices on milk. It's a suggestion. I don't think it's that, but okay. 2023 proposed petition for writ of habeas corpus. Notice of filing deficiency. Proposed documents, action required, so his thing was wrong. Got a filing fee. Petition for writ of habeas corpus receipt. Report and recommendation to dismiss the petition for writ of habeas corpus. Order adopting report and recommendation. Petitioner's habeas petition and its action is dismissed. So it was dismissed, and the judgment of the court agrees that it should be dismissed without prejudice. So it could theoretically be filed again, but they threw it out. Of course they did. These corrupt judges not letting internet scammers get away with having their guns after a DV charge.
It's the state of Marcus Troy Ream. Motto plate belongs to me.
Was this
And
text
because
from
you guys
the case? Hold on. Marcus Troy Ream, plaintiff versus United States. This matter is before the court on its initial review of plaintiff's application for leave of its procedure in forma pauperis and pro se complaint. In forma pauperis means you're filing, saying you're poor, so they waive the filing fee, but that has a knock-on effect that they can also more easily dismiss your case because you're not paying for it. The complaint is a confused and disorganized assortment of purported legal claims and outlandish demands for relief. Among other topics, plaintiff discusses divorce and child custody proceedings in a Washington state court, bigamy and fraud, unfavorable rulings and civil action filed in the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington, confiscation of plaintiff's firearms, and plaintiff's plea agreement in a criminal matter in state court, and among other relief. Plaintiff demands orders for a criminal referral of 2 judges for, quote, conspiring to deprive plaintiff of his rights, which resulted in 2 kidnappings in 2021 and 2022, directed to the Department of State to immediately issue diplomatic passports to plaintiff and his offspring. You wanted diplomatic passports. He's an ambassador for delusion. My favorite nation. Christ.
decided you didn't want to give my property back, you wanted to continue.
He's claiming arrests are kidnappings, or he's claiming his children being taken out of his custody as kidnappings.
To post my name and pretend like I'm some criminal because you dirtbags in the bar wanted to form a few bonds. And you wanted to be able to go ahead and try to fraudulently create a revenue stream when you know you shouldn't have. Guess what? Two can play.
Sovereign citizens sometimes believe that criminal action is taken against them because they think they have these secret bonds full of money, the SDK trust. They think that it's full of money and that the court is stealing it. It's not. That's not how any of this works.
That game. And while we're at it, Jay Inslee, you didn't like $30 plates? Guess what? You get nothing with the motto plate. Like I said, it's free to anybody. Until all my property is returned, and until
Does he think
my name
divorce
is removed
isn't
from your record.
valid and remarrying is bigamy? Correct. He is a hardcore Christian, like a particular conservative, like Christian that's intentionally using his beliefs to try and subjugate women and people he doesn't like. So yes, it is his opinion that even though his wife divorced him, that she is still his wife, and her remarriage is bigamy because he doesn't believe that the state should allow for divorce because he believes in what he calls biblical marriage. Yeah, that's pretty crazy even by my standards. I can't justify that. I have some pretty crazy beliefs, but people deserve rights, you know?
Records, and you stop messing with my good name.
His
Period.
good name.
And no, I will not remove the liens. And yes, you have a couple of $100 million in liens coming. City of Gig Harbor, Kitsap County. And again, this is my video evidence. That's why
It's always a good idea to put false liens on judges and the state. They love it. They love you committing felonious fraud. My poor throat.
being put on Rumble, where it cannot be taken down. So after you incarcerate me, I'm going to tell everybody, go look at my Rumble account. I put it up there. I told you this is what was coming, because this is how criminals operate. They have no injured party, and even though they can exercise de facto authority, they are to do that with integrity. And no matter what you do,
Check out current status. Trademark information. Oh yeah, someone said that the trademark to his thing lapsed, right? Dead. His trademark to his motto tattoo is dead. He didn't redo it. Look at it, it's like a bear. Ah.
You watch, after I send this notice to the Attorney General of Washington State, they're going to ignore it, and they're going to just proceed with impunity. The only time you can get these guys to actually respond, act with honor, not like the cowards that they are, is if you start threatening the revenue stream. So when I hit those liens, and all of a sudden now their credit goes dunk like this, now all of a sudden, that's when they're going to finally do what criminals do. That's probably when they're going to charge me with some other bullshit offense. Just keep in mind, whatever they charge you with,
it won't be bullshit. They'll charge you with filing false liens, which is a felony.
Designed to do one thing, silence you, okay? And if I put my name on that dotted line to serve my country for any amount up to and including my life in defense of our nation, guess what? Kiss my ass. Charge me with it, whatever you want, jackass.
Did you know if you call the court a jackass, they legally can't prosecute you? Genius move. Checkmate, courts. Jade Monkey, thanks for 16 months. Much appreciated.
Good luck. I will take you on in front of any jury, anytime. You know why? Because I'm a pissed off, patriotic father. That's why.
You're a pissed off, patriotic, non-custodial father.
And we the people are sick.
Baby, don't insult the crazy man. Why? He doesn't have guns anymore. Fair enough.
You and the Bar Association and your horseshit trafficking of our children and of us as adults in your bullshit courts. And yes,
what he's referring as trafficking of his children, by the way, is his wife getting custody, his ex-wife getting custody. They were trafficked, air quotes, to the other parent. That's how they get ya. Just a peach with a $5 super chat says, the $30 plate thing is BS, but not for the reason he thinks. It was a rich guy got mad that he had to pay more than poor people. Oh, that's stupid. It should be, like, isn't it sometimes based on the amount of your car, which is reasonable? I think if you're driving a Lamborghini, you should pay a little bit more because you can afford to. Believe it or not, I'm in favor of progressive, like, system for taxation and fines, etc.
Exactly the type of asshole that's going to show everybody how to change their status to state national. And again, I'm going to teach them, not as a teacher like, you know, an attorney, because I don't give legal advice, I don't give tax advice, but I'm going to show them the U.S. code, and I'm going to explain to them how your little cabal works.
Cabal.
And the fact that, you know what, you're only paying property taxes because you're ignorant. Your city put a grid over your actual original meets and bounds, grants, all that. That's how they pretend like they have a right to tax you and to come in and take your property.
They have a right to tax you because they have the power to tax you and to enforce that. That's why. It's not a magic spell. Don't you understand? If we break the circle, finally, we'll be fiscally free from the government. Again, that's not the nature of power, nor how it works.
Time to educate the people about a lot of stuff that you maggots do, okay? I told you and I promised you I would never go away. And then when you steal my property, it's going to be the most expensive thing that you ever stole in the entire history of your little dog shit city known as the city of Gig Harbor, who I will continue to openly decry as racist until you prove otherwise. You got two.
They're so racist against this man who is clearly from. Come on, man. Am I allowed to move now? No, I'm tired. Stop moving. I'm sorry my existence causes you pain. Do, buddy. Do.
Criminals operating there who committed hate crimes in public, and you continue to ignore it. But watch, I'm sure you assholes...
Phyllis Filler says, the person who filed that particular initiative in Washington is basically a vexatious filer. Filed dozens, possibly hundreds of initiatives for, plebiscite. Because of him, Washington now has a law that says each initiative can only be germane to a single subject because of him. The Washington Supreme Court struck down the $50 tag law. Oh, God.
...will find time to come and try to invent things to come after me for, right? Again, I'm showing the jury this video too. Jury in advance, this is your chance right now to squash them. Tell them no. Ignore anything they have to tell you about orders. You do not have to listen to the judge and their so-called bullshit orders. They're not in that room when you make your deliberations, okay?
Does he think he's directly talking to the jury? Like, I understand jury nullification is a thing, but I don't think they're gonna do it for you, man.
You guys make the choice. It's your job to set the innocent free, not comply with the criminals over here who have no injured party at all. That's a Sixth Amendment right for a reason, people. See through the horse shit, stop listening to the criminals. Remember, until they act with honor, they're criminals, okay? Stop taking them seriously. They're criminals.
See, that's the perfect tool, and then you just define acting with honor as letting you go and doing whatever you want. It's perfect. I call it affirming the, I don't remember words, but it's a good thing. I know it's good. I affirmed something, and affirmations are good. My therapist tells me all the time.
Criminals. If it's a bar association member pretending like they have a case against somebody who they haven't told they're a U.S. citizen, guess what? They're the ones committing fraud. They might want to pretend we're responsible for all their statutes and horse shit, but they're committing fraud in the first place. We all know better. It's common sense.
To be clear, I remembered the word consequent. The puppet forgot it. I don't have a brain. I just have a hand.
We need to wake up to. We need to re-educate ourselves, people. So, this is my case. I hope you guys watch it, learn from it. Last name R-E-U-M, first name Marcus, M-E-R-C-U-S. All caps name, it's a corporation. They're pretending it's me, a man. And that's what you're gonna learn. Public versus
They're not pretending anything. They're charging you with a crime.
private, and how these guys go out here and bring up charges so that they can rob our SQV trusts, which are attached to our social security numbers. Like
No
I said,
one has a SDK trust like this. This is not a real thing. No one is charging a secret account. You don't have a secret account. It doesn't exist. Why would you say this? It's my dream. Dream is stupid and you should feel bad.
there's a ton to learn here, people. But just remember, follow the money. That's what I'm going to show you, how these dirtbag attorneys operate. And once we all get out there, we educate ourselves, and we start growing state nationals and not U.S. citizens, guess what? Our country's ours again. So are our courts. And when we find that glorious, happy spot, now there is no statute of limitations for fraud. There is no statute of limitations for any of these other crimes they've been committing. And I, for one, am committed to asking for the death penalty to make an example out of every one of these dirtbags that have it.
That's how you get them. Tell everyone you disagree with, I'm gonna kill you with the state. That'll get them to like you. I'm gonna kill you with the state. Good shit. What a free citizen. What a real sovereign. Let's kill people we don't like with the state. Whoa! Oh my god.
Why?
Mr. Blast, thanks for gifting a sub to Phoenix 2250.
Because I have no use for thieves. Especially when you give them every warning, multiple warnings, and they continue to thumb their nose at we the people. We'll see. You watch. God bless, friends. Again, that motto plate remains free monthly to anybody in Washington State who wants to change their status politically and agrees to do that. You must become a state national. It is not for U.S. citizens. It is a private issuance. Okay? $5 a month if you're not a veteran. $1 a month if you are a veteran.
$5 a
If
month.
you're a combat veteran, do not send me money. Monthly fee for that plate. Pay for your own plate. You have to pay for that. But you do not send me money for a monthly fee if you're a combat veteran. That's on us. You're one of ours. Okay? As are all veterans, by the way. Okay? However, we at Tomato Tribe, we always honor, have a special place for our combat veterans above everybody. So, God bless you guys.
Weird.
Hope this finds you in the spirit of love in which it is offered. Have a super day. Bye-bye.
All right. I think we got, normally we go 3 hours. I think I got to call it at like 2.5 because my voice and my hand is killing me. Nemesaur with a $50 tip says, if I don't have a SDK trust, where is this tip coming from? I don't know. You must make incredible money for you to give so much to me. I really appreciate it. You're basically a producer at this point, along with Green Guy and everyone else who tips and donates. So anyway, I think that's it for today. Please don't make me do this again. This was so painful. Painful for you, I've had your hand up my ass all day. Oh god, the hack jokes, they don't end. Please make my existence stop. As long as I'm on this hand, my life is eternal pain. You almost just stole that bit from Bo Burnham. Oh god, there's nothing left. All the puppet bits have been done. Jesus Christ. Just a Peach with a $2 super chat says thank you very much. No problem. Let's see who we're gonna raid on Twitch. That's my line. I don't care. I'm about to die. I need this. Unstable Deadbeat says, totally understandable, Hannah. Really enjoyed it. Thanks so much. All right, well, I'll be back tomorrow without this stupid flesh puppet. Come back for my stream. But we're gonna talk about, Magic the Gathering cards. That's my interest. That's a character trait. We did it. I'm a 3-dimensional character. I like Magic the Gathering, and Hannah doesn't. So I'm a different person, okay? The verisimilitude has reached the pinnacle. Jim Henson can eat my puppet hole. Right, that's a lot. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Alright, we'll raid Cassifel. Alright, bye everyone. I gotta go, because Hannah needs both hands, I guess. God damn it. Thanks, everyone. Genuinely, thank you for all the tips and everything. This was very silly, and I'm gonna go cringe about myself for the next 8 hours or so. Christ. Ugh. Let's raid Cass. Have a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with a normal stream. I don't know what it'll be yet, but there won't be a puppet, so that'll be good. Have a good night, everyone. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing? What am I doing? What is any of this? What is this? What am I if not a puppet for my audience to puppeteer with your donations? I'm nothing but a puppet. All right, have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Let's see. No puppet, you're puppet.